Are you done pretending? Pretending that you're fine with average, pretending that you don't feel the weight of your untapped potential every time you close your eyes. Are you done faking confidence, smiling while quietly wondering if your moment will ever come? Are you done lying to yourself that you'll change someday? Good, because someday is dead, and tonight, you rise. This is your shift, not a gentle awakening, but a violent break from the version of you that settles, delays, and shrinks. From this moment forward, you do not sleep like a man lost in dreams. You sleep like a man who gives commands. A man who programs his future while the rest of the world drifts aimlessly through the dark. Your subconscious is not idle. It does not wait for permission. It does not distinguish between truth and belief. It simply acts on what it's given. And what have you been giving it? Doubt? Excuses? Fear disguised as logic? Understand this. No champion was ever created in the daylight alone. Power is forged in silence. Confidence is born in repetition. Identity is rewritten in the dark hours when no one is watching, and you decide who you really are. So we do not hope, we do not beg, we do not wish. We command, we rewire, we build, and it starts right now. There is one word that can explain the difference between people who stay put and people who become famous. Discipline. The secret force is what makes winners and losers different. When you follow the rules, you do things like, being interested in things makes it harder for me to get up early, focus, and stay away from them. It helps you meet your goals, and making dreams come true. When people follow the rules, they stop putting things off and form habits that help them change for good. Years of steady, quiet work lead to a big goal. And work is not just a trait that needs to be managed. To reach your full ability, you need to do this. Possible. You can do something else. You'll quickly learn what makes artists, thinkers, players, and leaders great. The boss. If you want to be more disciplined, you need to find the force that turns regular people into great workers. The people from the middle and early 1100s are the only people I've ever learned about. Found that one thing about all of their stories could not be changed. They had to be very strict. What a great... Fame didn't come to people like Henry Ford and Thomas Edison or artistry, or skill. They were great because they always stuck to their plan. Do not forget about Henry Ford. People didn't believe him when he talked about his new wagon that didn't need horses. Mr. Ford's vision was seen as having no use or even being silly. He had to deal with being made fun of, having doubts, and being turned down all the time. Still, in the middle of it, it was Mr. Ford's determination that helped him reach his goal. Every morning, he had a plan for what to do when he woke up. Backward steps turned into stepping stones that helped him grow because of his focus. Drive it instead of putting it out there. People laughed at Mr. Ford's idea at first, but now they value it because he didn't change it. Get people to like you and laugh at your jokes. At first, people seemed to be on the fence, but in the end, it stood. I was shocked at how well his hard work and drive paid off. Another famous person who shows how powerful discipline. Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration, said Thomas Edison to make his point. Drenched in sweat. During his work, he tried many times, but couldn't prove that this idea was correct. Make the light bulb that uses incandescence. You couldn't just say that Mr. Edison was smart or had an idea that kept him going. He had to work hard and really want to reach his goal. It didn't work 1,000 times. He stuck to his plan and kept making it better until he could not only turn on a light, but also the whole world. Setting rules and making things hard aren't the only ways to discipline someone. It's really freedom, being able to do what they please. It takes strength to know what to do when you are focused. Have changes in your mood or lose your drive. It's easy to stick to your goals if you really want them. Still, success that lasts grows when things are hard and people don't want it as much, and the need goes away. Discipline is what gets you through the days when you don't want to do much. Be clear that you won't let getting in trouble stop you. It makes you strong. It makes things easy to understand and arrange, to make your wildest hopes and dreams come true. Everyone is on the same level because of consequences. Some people are skilled, but lack the self-control to carry out their goals. Not with hard work, focus, and skill still have untapped potential, and hopes will always be just dreams. How, you might ask? How can I make my life better? First, be very clear about what you want to do and why. Plan what you want. There are clear effects. With these ideas, you can keep going and plan what to do each day. Figure out how to do things that will help you reach your goals. Start out small. To be focused, you don't need big things. Steady, focused work over time, not waves. Plan things out and then do them. When you offer something that has a limit, you will be more responsible and trust yourself and your abilities more. Also, it's important to don't forget that discipline works best when everything is clear. Having plans and clear goals helps you stay on track. Make your point clear. Making plans. Make it clear what you need to do and what success looks like. Cover up. Spend time with strong people who will push you to do better. It will make you want to do better, and their help will help you go further. Remember that you choose to be disciplined. It can't be put on you by someone else. It has to come from inside. You have to choose to be focused. To do that, we are about to start a trip that will change everything. You will find if you really stick with it and don't give up, you can handle problems, push yourself to the limit, and reach goals you thought were out of reach before. Not possible. Follow the rules. It will help you, be your friend, and be your best partner. Because when you work hard for your dreams, they become real. After that, they become real things you can get to. Except when you do what you say you'll do, even the worst days can turn into great ones that make you shine. Realize your hopes and dreams. There's no doubt that you have clear goals that will help you become great. Strict people. I spent years studying the habits and thoughts of very successful people. It's always been clear to me that people who are focused and effective have clear goals. A life that's not clear. You want to reach your goals, but you can't. It's like being on a ship at sea without a map or a guide. The waves and wind. Think about what Orville and Wilbur Wright did. These two smart people became a dream that seemed impossible to reach, to fly. There were a lot of people nearby. They laughed at their efforts and thought their goals were silly or even impossible. Still, they were sure of what they thought they should do. They were sure of what they were going to do. They thought about putting up prime. One of their goals was to make machines lighter and more aerodynamic, and another was to figure out the difficult physics of the plane is in the air. They were able to get ahead because they always stuck to their plans and knew what they wanted to achieve. Stress, how big things are and how much time is left. Their careful look help people rise above the earth and reach for the stars. Your goals should be very clear. How well these huge jobs are done. We can't build a strong base with goals that are too broad. Discipline. Setting goals can help you stay on track. Get your energy and drive going. Once you know your goal very well, you can make a good plan that will help you get there. Pay close attention and give each step a reason and a boost. If you set clear goals, you can make your dreams come true. To check if goals are being met, actions, steps, and outcomes can be used. Today, ask yourself, what do I really want? What goal would change my whole life and bring me happiness if I reached it? Long-lasting happiness? Please give this question some thought and be truthful, for being clear means knowing everything about yourself. Don't forget your goal. That's great. Think about how great you are as if it were real. Do not hold back. Feel all the joy and pride that come with reaching your goal. Now that your mind is clear, you have more power. Fix according to the rules. Write down your daily goals as soon as you know what they are. Every day, no matter how you feel or. Do not change your plan. Always take clear steps toward your goal. Follow the rules to keep things the same. You don't give up when things go badly or your drive wanes. Everything. Doing the same thing over and over again builds strong energy that pulls you slowly toward your end goal. Know that people who work hard at training do well. Grow every day, getting into habits that help you always move forward. Every person is unique because of these small but important things they do every day, from just dreaming to making them come true. Though you might not want to, you have to be strong-willed to stick to these habits. It's a strong, quiet force keeps you focused on your goal. Cover up. Spend time with people who are focused on their goals, who share your beliefs, and whose deeds will inspire you. What they did, and thanks for your help. It can really push you to be more dedicated and determined. Take as much as you can from what they do, right and wrong. Not giving up is the only way to get through the problems that are going to come up. Finally, pay attention, and if people have clear goals, they can go from being normal to great. Achievers. Clear your mind to get where you want to go. Each step will be more important and help you stay on track. Today, plan ahead. Plan how you'll get there tomorrow. Keep going. Follow this steady, step-by-step plan every day until your dreams become real. As real and accurate as they can be. Goodbye. You can do it. Remember them and keep going. Let the power of set clear goals for yourself and watch as your focused hard work turns your dreams into long-term success. Setting rules in when bad things happen, a lot of the time mistakes are made and things will go wrong. For the person who stays true, you don't see problems as problems. You see them as steps you need to take to get better. Being in charge changes how you act. What a difference that makes. Now you can see issues as chances to grow instead of things you can't fix. A lot of times in his life, Abraham Lincoln failed at business and in politics. When he first started working, many important people died during Abe Lincoln's time in office. A few votes went against him, businesses failed, and he had to deal with people who really dislike you and say mean things about you a lot. All of these mistakes were big enough to break the spirit of not a very important person. But Mr. Lincoln, who was strict in heart and mind, shows how strong you are after losing someone. They didn't make Mr. Lincoln look bad. Instead, they helped him get better. It's possible to learn from mistakes and get stronger after they happen. How well he plans his thoughts, used every loss as fuel to keep going. Because he was so strict, many people think he was one of the most important leaders in history. He also led the U.S. through a very bad time. Strength that comes from discipline is the only way to stay alive when things go wrong. It takes strength and courage to stand up when you follow the rules. Every time you hit the ground, trouble makes you strong enough to keep going even when things look bad. Not possible to beat. When you're disciplined, short-term mistakes don't turn into long-term fails. When bad things happen, when it does, take a moment to remember this important truth. It doesn't take long to do steps backwards. Everything has something to it. You'll find a good lesson and a chance to get better. Find the knowledge that's hidden in the sadness or pain you're going through right now. What they did. The bad things that will happen in your life will look different when you think this way. Following the rules lets to question things in a strong and important way when things are not going well. What does this teach me? How is it possible? Does a job make me stronger? How can I feel better now? When your mind is clear, every problem is an opportunity to get better, stronger, and more successful. 2, a strong will is something you have to choose every day if you want to get stronger. Do things over and over that always keep your heart strong even when things are hard. How long can you trust it in? What you do makes people stronger. Prepare your mind and heart for the problems you will run into. Spend time with people who will help you stay strong and on track. Their own lives. For what they did, you are more likely to keep going when things get tough. Also, make sure you understand everything. Plus, clear objectives that help you stay on track, even when things get tough. Having goals helps you see the big picture. In order to stay strong, you should think about how sticking with something will benefit you in the long run. Remember that all the time. Trouble is not the bad guy, it's in charge of you. All the trouble, loss. You can grow something just as good or even better if you fail. Make plans to get better at these. There are seeds that can make you smarter and stronger. As you get better, making mistakes can help you win the most, which is not good. In simple terms, being disciplined changes your life, not held back by mistakes or slowed down by... When you fail, you shift your attention to other places and look for chances. Something. Take the punishment with open arms. Let it drive you to be better and more determined. Help you always reach your goals. You can turn your problems into events that change your life if you pay attention. Being able to see every failure as a step toward your end goal, the start of something great. I now know that people can only go as far as they think they can. It's not just a, I feel good about it. Everything that works in the long run is built on this. Before someone can place an order, before he can take charge of other people or situations, he needs to take charge of his own thoughts. He needs to be sure that before that order can start, that is ready, able, and sure to do well. Light bulbs were made by Thomas A. Edison. The whole world with his bright light. He failed 1,000,000 times, but did he ever think about why he was here? Did he let those things happen? Not able to understand what he means? Never. He always had a very clear thought in his head. Even when things went wrong, their faith was so strong that it couldn't be put out. That, friends, believing in yourself. You should know that order is the problem. Serving God in a real and honest way. The goal is faith. It helps you build to follow the rules. Faith is only a castle if it doesn't have rules in the sky. Without faith, self-control doesn't help either. The two must. Walking with someone makes you stronger. He felt that things would work out, not just knew they would. Every day he told himself that he would do it. He thought and did everything based on that. Believe. He planned ahead, was careful, and worked hard. It felt like putting down a brick by the hour. The thought bases hands of power. The same thing needs to happen to you. Keep your hope up from the start. Say, each day you should tell yourself, I am capable, and not just for fun. I deserve it. I am sure that I will be successful. Don't let anyone, any event, or any group. Not giving up should not change your mind. Doubt takes things away. You will need to fate if you let it. Keep your mind safe, like a gold box. Get rid of the idea that you are not good enough or better than other people. Right away, change them to statements of power, purpose, and skills. Train your mind to be ready for battle. Doing what you say over and over. What you think shapes what you believe. What you do is based on what you believe. What you did become your fate. But you have to believe first. I've sat down at every table. From rich and strong guys. They didn't just appear out of thin air. Favor, but because they believed. People laughed at them, but they had faith. A lot of the time, there wasn't much evidence to back up what they thought. They made it look so easy to succeed because they really thought it would happen. Things, people, and chances that would help them make it happen came their way. But, just so you know, for a dreamer, it's silly to believe without acting. There is something that needs to be done, based on what you think. You should have a goal for everything you do. Get up early, make plans for the day, think positive things, and spend time with people who make you feel good. You will fail, so don't curse it. I'm happy about it as a teacher, and make what you believe even stronger. Remember that you don't have to win every time. Not to the smartest or most skilled people, but to those who are willed to win. And having faith makes you determined, and it gets better the more you use it. So I believe in you with all my heart, tell yourself. Muster. You need to be strict with yourself because your dreams depend on it. Do. This is true. You should know that. If you believe in yourself and work hard, you can reach any goal. This will make you feel good. Discipline. A lot of guys look for secrets in odd places because they think that's where success is hidden, behind closed doors that not many people can see. One of the most important things I've learned is not in darkness. Your love is what you really want, and that's what drives you. You can get through hard times and reach your goals with that love because it is so strong and lasts so long. Louis van Beethoven was one of the best artists who ever lived. As his songs got better known, fate took over. Many people would think that losing his hearing was the last hit. Not only artists feel this kind of loss. Didn't want trouble, it's awful. But Beethoven's life didn't end there. In fact, it was the start of his holy pieces of art. What did he say next? How did he write his deepest works while he was? Nothing? One word sums up the answer: fire. Beethoven's. Love for music wasn't a choice. That was his goal. It lived in his soul. His spirit was driven by his zeal, which made him strict. Not the kind that you have to do because you need to, but the kind that you want to do, that comes from inside you. He did what the rules said because he loved it, not because it was the right thing to do. Phrase, one note at a time. When he knows what he needs to do, being a man is no longer a drag. It turns into wings. People often talk about discipline in terms of hurt, loss, and it hurts to keep going. But this is only true when someone is walking on someone else's street. When the light in front of you is, it doesn't feel like work to do what needs to be done to keep the hobby going. It turns holy. I've had a lot of that. Men, strong and weak, rich and poor. The happy people who reach their goals are the ones who, what they do in the world is connected to what they are called to do. They did more than just work hard. They worked hard. It's easy to follow the rules when you love and care about something. This changes the blank. Grace up. What makes you live? What would you do if no one praised you or cheered you on and didn't thank them? Because the answer will make a difference in your life. And once, after you plant it, you need to take care of it every day. When someone works hard because they want to, they create a flow. It is like a musician who can't stand, not playing the keys every morning, not because he wants to, but because he has to. It's a sketch artist stayed up late to work on his art because he loved it, not because he had to. If you might be sad because of something else, like being tired or lost, it's possible that you are not connected to what you like. Get together, come back, find the fire that was there. It was quick and easy to do the work. Make your life around it once you find it. You should set aside time every morning to work on your goal. Use your skills to help you do what you need to do. Spend time with people who get you going, who you connect with, and who boost your mood. Love your partner like it's money every day. Gold is more important than any prize. Don't forget this truth, because it will never change. It doesn't get better when you should still do what your heart tells you to do, but the two are no longer at odds. They become good friends. They test you, but they also change you. Thanks. They push you to do your best, teach you new things, and make your work better. When discipline comes from wanting to do well, it's not a matter of if or when. Find your love, treat it with respect, and live your life for it. It will help you stay on track if you use it every day. You'll be great when you do what you say you'll do, and then some. It turns out that we can't avoid it. Keep your growth in check. Check out Benjamin Franklin's life. He was one of the new ideas in the United States. His family wasn't able to afford school after the 10th grade, so he didn't go. Still, by following the rules and learning on his own, he learned how to be a philosopher, an engineer, an artist, and a soldier. How? Was he done with this? There was time to write, read, and think in Mr. Franklin's daily plan. Taking a ride. He carefully shaped his thoughts like an artist makes stone. He wrote books about himself. He had always been interested in languages and used his free time to learn them. He was also amazed by the outdoors. He asked questions, wrote down his ideas, and then tested them. The most important thing was that he always learned something new. What Mr. Franklin, I already knew this. Facts change over time. Everyone who wants to do well should know this. It's alive and moves. It always shifts, so you need to learn new things to stay smart, useful, and handy. Power. But that kind of change doesn't just happen. It takes place of discipline. You need to be constant if you want to keep learning. People need to make it a habit to Making it a habit to breathe every day helps people learn. It does not matter if you are a banker, a farmer, a teacher, or a trader. After stopping to learn, you get worse. Your ideas get bigger. Old. Your skills stop being useful, and your cap goes down. Minds stay alive by following rules. It's not a event. It's not an overnight camp, a one-time class, or a quick spark. No, growth takes place in, do not jump very high. Instead, take small steps. Remember that every step, lesson, and bit of growth builds on the one before it, the last. At first, some things might not seem important, but they build up over time, just like interest grows over time. A lot of skills and information. You need to promise to learn something new every day, not just when it is. You can use it every day, not just when you feel like it. Read or listen for a while. An idea. Find out more about it or think about it. Write down your thoughts. Do something to see what you've learned. It's not enough to know things. Get it and try to get it. Then use what you've learned to reach your targets. Things are going very quickly now. Thoughts and new ideas come out with each new season. You will fall behind if you don't learn first. But if you follow the rules, if you work hard, you can do anything. This is what the best leaders of best business, the best people, and the bravest people who break new ground. They're not just people with goals. They work very hard. It is put down what people say. Question things when you're wrong about them. A lot of people read while asleep. When other people mess them up, they think by themselves. Following through on this is what keeps the most likely to work. It might help you see things more clearly. Give up. Being smarter will help you get through doors that your skills alone can't. So, please, every day make it a point to learn. Be interested, learn a lot, and be humble. Like a plant, take care of your mind. Because good things grow from seeds in that yard. Being successful isn't a goal, it's a lesson for normal life. The kids who follow the rules are always going up, changing, and moving around. Rules making. Only life stays the same. The scene changes without warning. They have our lives, money, and trust. A lot of people are still afraid of it, fight it, and it's not that easy that makes a smart man look forward to it. It's that it makes things better. He has worked hard to be open, so no. In the 1950s, business changed a lot. 10 years of change. As old businesses closed, new ones started, and a huge number of people life went badly. Even though things were crazy, a small group of people could see things that no one else could. The chance, they made changes right away and on purpose. They didn't think of change as bad, they thought of it as good. They didn't stand out because they were lucky. They did so because they could handle new situations. They trained their minds to stay calm when things get tough, their eyes to see opportunities, and their habits to follow through on what they see. Quick and smart. Don't forget this. Do not be afraid of change. Tomorrow, those who don't want to change will be gone. But the coach, it will be possible for people to change for the better, adapt and act instead of react. It will be possible for people to rise above the storm. Being able to shift isn't chaos. It's not just luck. It's still with you. Something or a path to take. When you adapt in a planned way, you can stay true to your goals even as you make changes in your life. Ways to. This is the toughness to stay put even if you change your mind. And like all, get stronger by working on it. Always stay awake and aware. When things get hard, don't give up. Stress. Take a deep breath, look around, and then choose what to do. The mind that can stay. People who only see problems are still in the middle of doubt. You shouldn't be able to change. Everyone. A lot of people like having plans and being in charge. On the other hand, growth needs to move forward. Things must change. Prepare to accept it. Every day you should ask yourself, what does it teach me? Makes you more open to change. How can I feel better? You start to see everything as a puzzle and stop being afraid of losing. This is how businesses get messed up and rich people get rich. Remember what happened and how it happened. Markets around the world changed, and technology got better. People who were willing to change their plans and be open to new ideas, those who looked into new tools, thought they were ahead of those who didn't. Things didn't change because a smart mind doesn't think that way. It gets ready to change the world into what it wants it to be. You need to work on this trait. Change is like a muscle that you need to train. Push yourself to the edge. Have fun. Try new things and look into new styles. Talk to people. Some people are afraid to ask. You shouldn't run away if someone knocks. Let's go. Don't stay where you are. Come up with your own ideas instead. Every mistake you make makes you stronger. The world will keep going to. Things need to change at work, in life, and in society as a whole. But if you use managed flexibility, yes, you will not only make it through these changes, you will also lead them. That's why I want you to. Don't let fear stop you from training. Keep your goal in mind, but be open to other ways to get there. When your mind bends, you don't break. That makes you strong. If you're ready, everything that goes wrong will turn out for the best. With the wind behind you, your mood or the way you see things affects how you live your life. Being a calm guide through trouble, chance, and the unknown, keeping your mind on the task at hand and being positive it's not just a word to feel good. Bigger things are built on it. Winston Churchill led a country that was torn apart by war and fear during the worst parts of World War II. During WWE, when it looked like freedom might not last, Mr. Churchill chose to train his mind instead of becoming a fighter. He didn't give up, though. Instead, he used hope, drive, and his unshakable faith in. Even though the chances were against them, a lot of people felt hopeful after the win. It wasn't just hope that made them feel that way. A choice not to give in to fear, worry, or there is no hope at all. Mr. Churchill's story is not the only one in history. We change the way we think when we realize that everyone fights, inside and outside of themselves. When we practice thinking about what might go right instead of what might go wrong. There are times when we need to change how we live our lives. Backward steps become next steps. Bad things happen, but we can use them to learn and grow. Being this focused isn't something that comes easily. As long as we train every day and consciously try to change our thoughts, we will get better at it. One great way is to teach ourselves to be grateful for what we have instead of. It gives our thoughts more than they need, which makes them stronger and sharper. That's not just a silly thought. It's something that people have been taught. You can do what you want if you are disciplined enough to stick with something even if it hurts. Hopeless thoughts are easy to break, and life's troubles can do that. But if you hold on, it builds up into a strong force that can change things for the better. Think about what the world could be instead of what it is. This helps us figure out what doors are. You can train your mind every morning. Will you think about what you can't do? Are you going to give in to your fears or be open to what could happen? Are you going to stake your claim or let it go? Without doubt or fear, you always have a choice. And every thought you hold on to moves you closer to the life you want. Your ideas shape your future, so give them a lot of thought. Build with a plan and take the lead. Because in the end, your fate is not based on skill, luck, or how things happen to you. They learn how to be responsible. Pick a field. Pick to be happy. Always keep an eye on the present. Don't think that your life has changed by chance. It did change because you made a good plan for it. A tough test of self-control. It's simple to hope, dream, and make plans, but they won't come true if you don't act on them. What you do, not what you say, shows how committed you are. You need to be steady if you want to be successful in any area of your life. It takes guts to do something when things aren't going well, and another guts to keep going. It seems to be taking a long time, but things are going forward. Think about what Andrew Carnegie left behind. Someone very important in business lived in that time. Mr. Carnegie came from a poor family and didn't get there by. He didn't wait for the right chances to come up. He made them happen. What made it possible wasn't luck, but hard work that was well planned. They were made. Every day he worked hard and carefully, putting money into. He was wealthy not only because of money, but also because of business, connections, and knowledge. Built on habits and steady growth, rules must be followed, even if they're hard. When you know you don't want to do something, but keep putting it off, no matter how you feel, don't put things off. It kills your dreams, makes things take too long, and breaks them. Free yourself from self-doubts that keep you stuck in a circle of unmet potential. You have to train yourself to do this. Do what you say you'll do. You need to teach yourself to start with one step and then move on to the next. Not all at once, because that doesn't happen very often, but in slow, steady steps that were all planned out. Nothing you do will stop you from getting the life you want. If you wait, you might miss a chance. Killing. When the mind is focused, it works quickly and with power. Chances in life often come in the form of problems. To wait for the right time, you can also fear. Discipline stops you from having questions, makes you act, and makes sure you do. Let what you do be more important than what you say you will do. Show what you mean by what you say. The things you do, not the things you say, should show that you are responsible. Your habits decide your future. What helps you do well? Take more steps forward when you mean it. Don't just think, dream, or plan. Do something. Do your job every day and push through the pain to move faster. If you stick to your goals one step at a time, fate will happen to you. Not their skills or luck, but what they do that makes them different from those who don't. Having discipline helps you do things when you want to. Pick a clear action that shows what kind of person you are. Let it guide you to the life you were meant to live. It's not enough to just get ahead in life. You have to leave something behind too. Remember someone who makes other people better. Mother Teresa is one example of someone who works hard and changes many people's lives. Learn how to live your life with a goal in mind, bigger than yourself. What do you want people to think of you? Let it happen. Your choices should be based on your goal, and each day should add to what you remember. The good decisions you made today will help you get there. People will think about how to live a better, more purposeful life, and your message will get through. As time goes on, remember that discipline is the key to success. Don't waste it, and things are going to go really well for you. One word can describe the difference between people who stay put and those who become famous: discipline. The secret force is what separates winners from losers. You do these things when you follow the rules. It's harder for me to get up early, concentrate, and stay away from things when I'm interested in them. It helps you reach your targets and making things happen that you want. People stop putting things off when they follow the rules. This helps them change for good. A big goal was reached after years of steady, quiet work. And do work is more than just a trait that needs to be trained. You need to do this to reach your full goal. Possible, you might want to do something else. You'll quickly figure out what makes. How do great artists, thinkers, players, and leaders do what they do? The boss? If you want to be more focused, you need to figure out what makes average people work so hard. I only know about people who lived in the middle and early 1100s. Found that they had to be very strict in all of their stories. What a great. Henry Ford and Thomas Edison didn't become famous because or skill or artistry. They were great because they always did what they said they would do. Henry should not be forgotten. Ford. People didn't believe him when he said his new wagon didn't need horses. Mr. Ford's. People thought that vision wasn't useful and was even funny. He had to deal with being laughed at, having questions, and being turned down all the time. Still, in the middle of with his strong will, Mr. Ford was able to reach his goal. Every morning, he knew what he was going to do when he woke up. Because he was focused, steps he took backwards turned into steps that helped him grow. Don't put it out there. Drive it instead. At first, Mr. Ford's idea made people laugh, but now they respect it because he didn't change it. Make people like you and laugh at your jokes. People seemed to be on the fence at first, but in the end, it stood. I was amazed at how well his drive and hard work paid off. Another well-known person who shows how strong discipline. Thomas Edison said, "Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration." Drenched in sweat, he tried many times at work but couldn't show that this idea was right. Come up with the incandescent light bulb. You couldn't just say that Mr. Edison was smart or had a great idea that kept him going. He had to put in a lot of effort and really want to succeed. 1,000 times it didn't work. He stuck to his plan and kept making it better until he could do more than just turn on a light. The whole world. Making things hard and giving someone rules are not the only ways to punish them. It's really freedom, being able to do what they want. If you want to know what to do, you need to be strong. Mood swings or losing motivation. If you want to reach your goals, it's not hard. Still, when things are tough and people don't want it as much, that's when long-term success grows. And there's no more need for it. When you don't want to do much, discipline is what keeps you going. Make it clear that you won't let getting in trouble stop you. It makes you strong. It's simple to understand and set up. To make your wildest dreams and goals come true. Because of what will happen, everyone is on the same level. Some people have the skills to reach their goals, but they can't stick to them. Not with focus, hard work, and skill, still have promise that hasn't been used yet. Hopes will always be just thoughts. You might ask, how? What can I do to improve my life? To begin, be sure you know exactly what you want to do and why. Make a plan. Effects are easy to see. You can keep going and plan what to do every day with these ideas. Learn how to complete tasks that will assist you in getting what you want. Begin little. You don't need big things to stay focused. Slow, steady work over time is better than waves. Make a plan and then follow it. You will be more responsible and trust yourself and your skills more when you offer something with a value. It's also important to remember that discipline works best when you understand everything. You can stay on track if you have plans and clear goals. Make your point clear. Making plans. Make it clear what you need to do and what success looks like. Cover up. Spend time with strong people who will push you to do better. You'll want to do better after reading it. You will get further with their help. Don't forget that you chose to be strict. It can't be put on you by someone else. It needs to come from inside. You have to choose to pay attention. To do that, our trip is going to change everything. If you don't give up, you will find it. You can deal with problems, make yourself work hard, and meet goals you didn't think were possible before. Not possible. Do what the rules say. It'll help you. Be your friend and be your best partner, because dreams come true when you put in a lot of work. After that, you can actually get to them. Except, if you keep your word, even the worst days can become great ones that make you shine. Make your hopes and dreams come true. You definitely have clear goals that will help you get better. People who are strict. I looked into the habits and thoughts of great people for years. I've always known that people who are focused and good at what they do have clear goals. A life that isn't clear. You wish you could reach your targets, but you can't. Being on a ship at sea without a plan or a guide is a lot like that. The wind and waves. Consider what Wilbur and Orville Wright did. These two smart people. To fly became a dream that seemed hard to reach. A lot of people were close. It made them laugh, and they thought their goals were silly or even impossible. But still, they were sure of what they were going to do. They knew exactly what they were going to do. They thought about putting up. One of their goals was to make machines lighter and better at cutting through air. Another was to find out the complicated physics of the plane is in the sky. They were successful because they always did what they set out to do. Worry how bad things are and how much time is left. Their careful look. It helped people reach for the stars and rise above the earth. Make sure you know what your goals are. How well these big jobs are done. With too many goals, we can't build a strong base. Discipline. Making plans can help you stick to them. Start to feel and drive better. When you can make a good plan that will help you reach your goal once you know it very well. Pay close attention to each step and give it a reason and a boost. You can reach your dreams if you make them clear. Acts, steps, and results can be used to see if goals are being met. What do I really want? Ask yourself today. What goal would make me happy and change everything? Happiness that lasts? Give this question some thought and tell the truth, for to be clear, you need to know everything about yourself. Remember your goal. That's great. Like it's real. Think about how great you are. Don't hold back. As you reach your goal, feel the happiness and pride that come with it. You are stronger now that your mind is clear. Fix in line with the rules. As soon as you know what your daily goals are, write them down. Every day, no matter how you feel, or don't change your mind. To reach your goal, you should always take clear steps. Things will stay the same if you follow the rules. When things go wrong or your drive fades, you don't give up. When you do the same thing over and over, you build up strong energy that moves you slowly toward your goal. You should know that people who train hard do well. Every day, grow, getting into habits that help you move forward all the time. These little but important things that everyone does every day make them special. From having dreams to making them come true, you have to really want to do these things even if you don't want to. You keep your mind on your goal by a strong, quiet force. Cover up. You should spend time with people whose actions will motivate you and whose goals are clear. What they did and thanks for helping. That can really push you to be more committed and set in your ways. Learn as much as you can from the good and bad things they do. When things go wrong, the only way to get through them is to keep going. Finally, pay attention to people can go from being average to great if they have clear goals. Achievers. Get your thoughts in order to reach your goal. Every step will help you stay on track and become more important. Today, make plans ahead of time. Think about how you'll get there tomorrow. Keep going. Every day, stick to this steady step-by-step plan until your dreams come true. As true and real as they can be. Thank you. It's possible. Keep going and remember them. Let the power of Bay. You can turn your dreams into long-term success if you set clear goals and work hard to reach them. Making rules when bad things take place. An awful lot of the time, people mess up and things go badly. For the guy who is honest, the things that bother you are just steps you need to take to get better. When you're in charge, you act differently. That really makes a difference. You can no longer see problems as things you can't fix, but as chances to grow. Abraham Lincoln failed at business and politics many times during his lifetime. When he first started working, Mr. Tusell's words.o. During Abe Lincoln's presidency, a lot of important people passed away. Some people voted against him, companies went out of business, and he had to deal with people who talk badly about you all the time and don't like you. All of these mistakes were big enough to break the spirit of not a very important person, but Mr. Lincoln, who was strict in mind and heart, reveals how strong you are after losing someone. They helped Mr. Lincoln get better, not make him look bad. After making a mistake, you can learn from it and get better. How well he organizes his thoughts. Used every loss as fuel to keep going. He finally gave up because he was so strict. Some people believe he was the most important boss ever. He also led the U.S. through a very bad time. Strength that comes from things can only get worse if you don't follow through with your plans. When you follow the rules, it takes guts and strength to stand up. Every time you hit the ground, when things look bad, trouble makes you strong enough to keep going. Not possible to beat. Mistakes in the short term don't turn into long-term fails when you control yourself. When bad things take place, take a moment to remember this important lesson when it does. Stepping backwards doesn't take long. There is a reason for everything. You can learn something and get better. You can learn something from the sadness or pain you're feeling right now, what they did. When you think this way, the bad things that will happen to you will look different. When you follow the rules, when things aren't going well, to ask tough questions, what does this teach me? How is it possible? Does having a job make me stronger? How can I feel better now? You can use every problem as a chance to get better, stronger, and more successful when your mind is clear. 2. Every day, if you want to get better, you have to choose to have a strong will. Do the same things over and over. Even when things are hard, keep your heart strong. How long do you think you can trust it? People get stronger because of what you do. Get your heart and mind ready for the problems you will face, run into. Spend time with people who will support you and keep you on track, their own lives. Because of what they did, you'll probably keep going when things get hard. Also, make sure you know everything, along with clear goals that keep you on track even when things get tough. Setting goals can help you see the big picture. Remember that sticking with something will help you in the long run if you want to stay healthy. Always keep that in mind. Trouble is not the bad guy. You are. All the trouble, loss, if you fail, you can grow something better or the same. Plan to get better at these things. Some seeds can help you get smarter and stronger. As you get better, that's not a good thing to do because it can help you win more. To put it simply, discipline changes your life, not slowed down or held back by mistakes. You move on to other things and look for chances when you fail. Accept the penalty without any problems. You should use it to push yourself to be better and stronger. Help you always get what you want. If you pay attention, your troubles can become things that change your life. Being able to look at each loss as a step toward your main goal, the beginning of something great. I now understand that folks can only go as far as they think they can. It's not just it makes me feel good. This is the basis for everything that works in the long run. Before someone can buy, he needs to take charge of his own thoughts before he can take charge of other people or things. Before that order can go through, he needs to be sure that is ready, able, and certain to do well. He was the one who made light bulbs. The whole world with his bright light. He failed 1,000,000 times, but did he ever think about why he was still here? Did he allow those things to happen? Not able to grasp what he means? Never. He always had a very clear thought. Their faith was so strong that it couldn't be put out even when things went badly. Friends, have faith in yourself. You should understand that order is being honest and real in your service to God. Faith is the goal. It helps you learn how to follow the rules. If there are no rules, faith is just a castle up there. Even having self-control doesn't help if you don't have faith. The two must. When you walk with someone, you get stronger. He knew things would work out, but he also felt like they would. He told himself every day that he would do it. That's what he thought and what he did. Trust. He was careful, planned ahead, and worked hard. It was like putting down a brick every hour. The brain base is power hands. You need the same thing to happen. Don't give up hope right away. You should tell yourself every day, I am capable, and not just for fun. I deserve it. I am sure that I will be great. Don't let anyone, anything, or any group. You shouldn't change your mind about not giving up. Things are taken away by doubt. You will need to fate if you let it. Like a gold box, keep your mind safe. Don't think you're not good enough or better than other people. Right away, change them to things like power, purpose, and skills. Get your mind ready for battle by training it, telling them over and over again. What you believe is based on what you think. What you believe shapes what you do. What you did become your fate. But first, you have to believe. I've sat down at every table from guys who are strong and rich. They didn't just come out of nowhere, favor, but because they had faith. They had faith even though people laughed at them. Of them, they didn't always have a lot of proof to back up what they thought. Since they were so sure it would work out, they made it look so easy. They were lucky enough to find people, things, and chances that would help them make it happen. But, just so you know, when you dream, it's silly to believe without doing anything. Something needs to be carried out. Based on what you think, every action you take should have a purpose. Get up early. Daily plans, good thoughts, and time with people who make you feel good are important. Don't curse the fact that you will fail. As a teacher, I'm glad about it, and make what you believe even stronger. Don't forget that you can lose sometimes. Not to the smartest or most skilled people, but to those who really want to win. Also, faith makes you strong, and the more you use it, the better it gets. So tell yourself, I have complete faith in you. Muster. Your dreams depend on you being strict with yourself. You do. You should know that this is true. You can do anything if you work hard and believe in yourself. You'll feel good after this. Of discipline. A lot of guys look for secrets in strange places because they think that's where success is kept. Behind closed doors that not many people can see. I've learned a lot of important things. Darkness. What drives you is your love. That love is so strong and lasts so long that it can help you get through hard times and reach your goals. Louis van Beethoven was a great artist. As more people heard his songs, fate took over. The fact that he lost his hearing would be seen by many as the last blow. This kind of loss isn't just felt by artists. Didn't want any trouble. It's terrible. Beethoven's life didn't end there, though. In fact, it was the beginning of his holy works of art. What did he say next? How did he write his most important works while he was nothing? The answer is in one word: fire. Beethoven's. It wasn't a choice to love music. That was his aim. It lived in his soul. His zeal drove him, which made him strict. Not the kind you have to do, but the kind you want to do, that you have inside. He followed the rules not because it was the right thing to do, but because he loved it. Phrase one note at a time. Being a man isn't a drag when he knows what to do. It changes into wings. Discipline is often talked about in terms of pain, loss, and it hurts to keep going. This is only true when someone is walking on someone else's street, though, when there is a light in front of you. Doing what you need to do to keep the hobby going doesn't feel like work. It becomes holy. I've had a lot of men, rich and poor, strong and weak. People who are happy and reach their goals are the ones who, what they do in the world is linked to what God has asked them to do. They worked hard, but they did more than that. They worked tough. When you care about something, it's easy to follow the rules. This changes the grace up. What keeps you alive? What would you do if no one praised you or backed you up and didn't thank them? Because you'll be changed by the truth, and once, every day after planting, you need to care for it. People make a flow when they work hard because they want to. That person can't stand not playing the piano every morning, not because he wants to, but because he has to. It's a sketch artist worked on his art late at night because he wanted to, not because he had to. If you could be sad for another reason, like being tired or lost. That's possible. You're not linked to what you like. Get together, come back, find the fire that was there. The work was quick and simple. Once you find it, build your life around it. You should work on your goal every morning. Do what you need to do with your skills. Spend time with people who make you feel good, get you going, and connect with you. Every day, love your partner like their money. Any gift is not as important as gold. This truth will never change, so don't forget it. It doesn't get better when the things your heart tells you to do are still right, but they are not at odds with each other anymore. They become good friends. They put you to the test and change you at the same time. Thanks. They help you learn new things, do better work, and push you to do your best. When you want to do well and are disciplined, it's not a question of when or if. Be kind to the person you love and live your life for them. If you use it every day, it will help you stay on track. You'll be great if you keep your word and do even more. It looks like we can't avoid it. Keep your growth in check. Look into the life of Benjamin Franklin. He was one of the United States needs new ideas. His family couldn't pay for him to go to school after 10th grade, so he didn't. Still, to become a philosopher, an engineer, an artist, and a fighter, he had to follow the rules and learn on his own. How was he done with this? Mr. Franklin planned his day so that he could write, read, and think. Going for a ride, he shaped his ideas with care, like an artist shapes stone. He wrote autobiographies. He liked languages and learned them in his spare time. He was also amazed by nature. He thought about things, wrote them down, and then put them to the test. He always learned something new, which was the most important thing. What Mr. Franklin, I knew this already. Facts change over time. This is something that everyone who wants to do well should know. It's alive and moves. To stay smart, useful, and handy, you need to learn new things all the time. Power. But changes like that don't just happen. It takes place by discipline. If you want to keep learning, you have to keep going. It should be a habit for people to. People learn better when they make it a habit to breathe every day. It does not matter if you are a trader, a farmer, a banker, or a teacher. You get worse after stopping to learn. Your thoughts get bigger. When you get old, your skills stop being useful and your cap drops. Minds stay alive by following the rules. It's not a event. It's not a one-time class, an overnight camp, or a quick spark. No, growth happens in. Do not jump very high. Take small steps instead. Don't forget that each step, lesson, and growth opportunity builds on the last. The last. Some things may not seem important at first, but they become more important over time, just like interest grows over time. There are many skills and facts. Every day you need to say you will learn something new, not just when it is. It's something you can use every day, not just when you feel like it. Spend some time reading or listening. Think about it or find out more about it. Write down your thoughts. Check out what you've learned by doing something. Knowing things isn't enough. Try to get it over and over. After that, use what you've learned to reach your goals. Now things are moving very quickly. Ideas and thoughts come out with every new season. If you don't learn first, you'll be behind. But if you do what the rules say, you can do anything if you put in the work. This is what the best leaders of business, the best people, and the bravest people who try new things. They're not just people with plans. They do a lot of work. Write down what people say. When you're wrong about something, question it. A lot of people read at night. They think when other people mess them up on their own. Getting this done is what keeps your most likely to work. It might help you understand better. Give up. You can get through doors that your skills alone can't open if you are better. So please, make learning a daily habit. Take an interest, learn a lot, and keep your head down. Take care of your mind like you would a plant. Because in that yard, good things grow from seeds. Getting ahead isn't a goal, it's a lesson for everyday life. The kids who follow the rules move around and go up and down all the time, making rules. Life is the only thing that stays the same. There is no hint before the scene changes. They have our faith, money, and lives. A lot of people are still scared of it, fight it, and a smart man looks forward to something because it makes things better, not because it's easy. He has worked hard, to be honest, so no. Things changed a lot in business in the 1950s. 10 years of changes. A lot of people went to the new businesses that opened when the old ones stopped. Things went badly. Some people could see things that no one else could, even though things were crazy. The chance. They planned to make changes right away. They thought change was good, not bad. They stood out not because they were lucky, but because they knew how to deal with new things. They trained their thoughts to stay calm when things get tough, their eyes to see chances, and their habits to act on those chances. Quick and smart. Do not forget this. Don't be scared of what might happen. People who don't want to change will be gone tomorrow. But the boss, people will be able to change for the better, adapt and do something instead of just reacting. They will be able to rise above the better storm. Being able to change is not chaos. It's not just luck. You still have it. Something or a way to go. You can stay true to your goals even as you make changes in your life if you plan how to adapt. Ways too. You have to be tough to stay put even if you change your mind. And like all, work on it to get stronger. Stay awake and aware at all times. Don't give up when things get tough. Stress. Now is the time to decide what to do. Take a big breath and look around. The mind that can stay. People who only see issues are still not sure what to do. You need to be unable to alter. Everyone. A lot of people like being in charge and having goals, but growth needs to go ahead. Things need to alter. Get ready to accept it. You should ask yourself every day, what does it teach me? Makes you more open to change. How can I feel better? You stop being afraid of losing when you start to see everything as a puzzle. This is how bad businesses end and rich people get rich. Keep in mind what went on and how it happened. Around the world, markets changed and tech got better. People who were open to new ideas and ready to change their plans, people who looked into new tools thought they were ahead of people who didn't. A smart mind doesn't think that way, so things didn't change. It gets ready to make the world the way it wants it to be. This is something you need to work on. To get stronger, you need to work on change. Do your best. Enjoy yourself, try new things, and look into different styles. Some people are afraid to ask, so talk to them. If someone knocks, you shouldn't run away. Let's go. Don't just sit there, come up with something new. You get stronger every time you mess up. The world will keep going to. The world, work, and everything in between need to change. But if you decide to use managed freedom, you will not only get through these changes, you will also be in charge of them. That's why I want you should train even if you're scared. Don't forget your goal, but be open to other ways to reach it. You don't break when your mind bends. That makes you strong. Things that go wrong will work out for the best if you're ready. With the wind behind you, what you think or how you feel changes how you live your life, keeping you calm in times of trouble, chance, and the unknown. Be positive and keep your mind on the job at hand. It's not just a word to make you feel good. Bigger things are built on it. This country was torn apart by war and fear during the worst parts of World War II. Winston Churchill led it. During WWIE, when it looked like freedom might not last, Mr. Churchill rather trained his mind than his body. But he didn't give up. Instead, he used his hope, drive, and full faith in. Many people were hopeful after the win, even though the odds were against them. They didn't just feel that way because of hope. A choice not to give in to worry, fear, or there isn't any hope. History is full of stories like Mr. Churchill's. When we understand that everyone fights, inside and outside of themselves, we change the way we think. When we think about the good things that could happen instead of the bad things that could happen. We need to change how we live every once in a while. Steps taken backwards become steps taken forward. We can learn and grow from bad things that happen to us. A lot of people find it hard to be this focused. We will get better at it if we work out every day and try to change the way we think. One great way is to learn to be thankful for what we have instead of. It makes our thoughts stronger and more clear by giving them more than they need. That's not just a silly idea. People have been taught it. If you are determined enough to do something, even if it hurts, you can do anything you want. Being in trouble in life can break you out of hopeless thoughts, but if you stay put, it gets stronger over time and can make things better. Instead of thinking about how things are, think about what they could be. This helps us understand what doors are. Every morning you can train your mind. Are you going to think about what you can't do? Will you let your fears get the best of you, or will you let yourself see what might happen? Are you going to stake your claim or give up? Without any doubt or fear, you can choose any thought you want, and each one brings you closer to the life you want. Think deeply about your thoughts because they affect your future. Plan your build and be in charge. So they learn how to be responsible. In the end, your fate is not based on your skills, your luck, or the way things happen to you. Pick a field. Choose to be glad. Keep an eye on the steez by. Don't think that things changed in your life by accident. They did because you planned them to. A tough test of your willpower. It's easy to hope, dream, and plan, but if you don't do anything, they will never come true. How dedicated you are is shown by what you do, not what you say. If you want to do well in any part of your life, you have to be steady. It takes guts to keep going when things aren't going well. Things are moving forward, but it looks like it's taking a long time. Take a look at what Andrew Carnegie left. At that time, a very important business person lived. Carnegie didn't get where he is today by being rich. He came from a poor family. He made the chances happen instead of waiting for them to appear. It wasn't luck that made it possible. It was planning and hard work. They were made. He worked carefully and hard every day, putting money into... He was rich not only because of money, but also because of his business, his relationships, and what he knew, built on habits and slow progress. Even if the rules are hard, you have to follow them. When you keep putting off doing something you know you don't want to do, don't put things off no matter how you feel. It breaks your dreams and makes things take too long. Stop doubting yourself. It's holding you back from reaching your full potential. You need to learn how to do this. Keep your word. Go from one step to the next. That's what you need to teach yourself. That. The steps were thought out so they wouldn't happen all at once. That doesn't happen very often. You can have the life you want no matter what you do. You might miss a chance if you wait. Killing. The mind works quickly and strongly when it is focused. Things that can go wrong in life often do. You can also wait for the right time by fear. There are times when discipline makes you question things, but it also makes you act and make sure you do. Do what you say you will do more than what you say you will do. Be sure that what you say means something. You should show that you are responsible by what you do, not by what you say. Your habits decide what will happen to you in the future. What makes things easier for you? When you say you'll move forward, do it. Do something. Don't just think, dream, or plan. Every day, do your job and push through the pain to get things done faster. Things will work out for you if you keep working toward your goals one step at a time. Not their luck or skills, but what they do that others don't that sets them apart. You can do things when you want to if you are disciplined. There is one clear thing you can do that shows what kind of person you are. Follow it to the life you were meant to live. You have to leave something behind in order to get ahead in life. Remember someone who makes other people better. Someone like Mother Teresa works hard and makes a difference in a lot of people's lives. Figure out how to plan your day so that you can reach your goal. Bigger than you. How would you like people to see you? Allow it to happen. Because you have a goal, every choice you make should help you reach that goal. You'll get there thanks to the smart choices you made today. Your message will get through because people will think about how to live a better, more meaningful life. Remember that focus is the key to getting things done. Don't throw it away, and you'll have a great time. Now is the time to break out of old habits that make you feel like the person you are doesn't match the person you could be. It's not by chance that you rebuild change. You have to work at it by making choices every day. You can't find the successful version of yourself. You have to build it. Most people wait for the right time to start, but that time never comes. It never comes. If you want success, growth, and meaning, you have to become the kind of person who earns it. Being the same is easy, but staying the same costs a lot more. Pick who you want to become, and soon you'll learn how to rebuild yourself and become the person who is really looking for success. Embracing the power of choice. Every great accomplishment starts with the power of a single choice. One clear, deliberate, and strong choice can change the course of a life, change a person's destiny, and help them build an empire of success. From the ashes of loss came every great achievement, every strong leader, and every revolutionary thinker. Moment of it. A moment when hesitation was forgotten and the mind was fixed on a defendant's goal. Milton Herrer was born. 1857, came from a hard home where things were scarce and expensive. His early life was full of setbacks, including several business failures, but he stuck to something more important than talent or luck. He made a firm choice that he wouldn't change in a world that offered him little. He told himself he would rise, and he did. There was a quiet moment of certainty when he started his ascent when he decided to build something important. It wasn't chocolate that changed his life. Destiny. It was a clear sense of purpose. Before the companies and the money, there was a man who decided to never. She understood that change starts when doubt is replaced by confidence. Once the mind is set on a When a person has a vision and doesn't give up, the world bends to meet their will. His story isn't about luck, it's about choice. Fire that makes things different, and in that fire, the normal turns into the amazing. Mr. H's legacy did not. It all began with a choice, and that choice made all the difference in the world to too many people who walk through life. They hold off on analyzing and drift because they're waiting for the right time, the right conditions, or someone else's approval. But no, a man never finds greatness by accident, and a woman never finds success without first saying what she wants from life. She made her own choice, which is not a wish or a hope, but a command from within that was carried out by focus and action. This is the real secret. Your power doesn't come from where you live or work. No matter what your schooling or background is, your power comes from being able to make a bold, clear choice without backing down when your mind starts to wander. Is really made up. Life bends in answer. The universe respects that because it shows the five. Having a mind that won't fall. Many people who have talent, resources, and chances still fail because they lack the guts to admit they are stuck in loops of doubt and second-guessing every move, stuck because they're afraid of failing. But failure only has power over the. If you're not sure what to do, failure is just a step along the way once you choose a road with clarity and give it your all. Stone. Not a wall. You have to commit not partly, not carefully, but fully. Burn the ships behind you so that you can't turn back. Set your goal in your mind and go after it with purpose. Life rewards those who are brave and decide to do what needs to be done. Favors the dedicated. As soon as you truly decide who you will become, you start to change the world around you. You, the people you meet, the chances that come your way, and the energy you attract all start to change. It's your choice, and if you make it with courage and clarity, it can lead to a destiny better than anything you could have imagined. Known. Let your choice be your turning point. Let it be what makes you great. Choose and never look back. Looking back at two ways to build resilience in the face of difficulties is very important. Every great accomplishment in history was preceded by hardships and setbacks. Greatness is never given for free. It has to be won. It was forged in the fires of hardship and proven in the face of loss that the path is never straight. Being strong, having a spirit that can't be broken by short-term loss, and having a goal that. Through the storms of bankruptcy, William Carter went bankrupt more than once. His early businesses failed under saving William Carter, under a lot of stress because his name didn't mean anything in business, and his creditors saw him as a person who would fade into. It's not clear, but what set Mr. Carter apart from many others wasn't ability, money, or luck. Wasn't willing to accept failure as an end result. Every time he fell, he chose to get back up. Do not stand with anger or hopelessness, but with fresh clarity and sharpened strategy. While other people saw failures as warnings to stop, Mr. Carter saw them as chances to grow. Every mistake taught him something, and every closed door led to a better one. He learned from his mistakes, changed, and moved on. From that point on, he saw trouble as a teacher instead of a punishment, and little by little, trial after trial, he built the basis of Trial Valor, one of the most powerful retail companies in the country. His wins didn't happen because of a failure. They happened because of it. Life will test you over and over, sometimes in subtle ways and sometimes in big ways. It will test your faith in yourself, your strength, and your dreams in a terrible way. It will ask you over and over again. If you want to keep going, most people will give up. But those who know how powerful it is to keep going will not give up. They change the idea that resilience isn't the lack of hardship, but the present of defiance. It's the refusal to let go. Destiny decides what will happen. Resilience turns failure into fire, and doubt into drive, and fear into focus. It's not just about getting through the blow. It's about using it to push further and rise higher to. More than that, William Carter's story isn't about business. It's about faith. A plan for what happens when someone doesn't give up. It shows that strength doesn't come from ease. It shows that suffering can be turned into a plan, and that sticking with something is important. has the power to change your fate. Every time you face opposition, you have a choice. Run away, rise up, or grow. You have the chance to become unbreakable. The stronger the resistance, the stronger the growth. There is no easy way to become great. You have to work hard. Let your difficulties shape you. Let your pain shape you. Teach you that each setback is not the end of your journey, but the beginning of building your character. No storm lasts forever. It's not over until you decide it is. Your persistence is making you stronger, and your clarity is giving birth to being ready for chaos, and success in your pain is the price of greatness. And when you keep going, even though there is pressure, doubt, or fear, you show the world that you are unbreakable. The victories of tomorrow are nothing but a lie, thanks to the persistence of today. So embrace your difficulties and welcome the Basai. Adversity should make you stronger and more determined. Stand up when it hurts and keep going even when it seems impossible. Impossible because in the end, it's not talent, wealth, or luck that separates the great from the rest. It's having resilience is important because the person who doesn't give up is the one who wins in the end. 3, building strong self-belief is also important. Belief in yourself is what makes your vision come true. Without it, not even the best ideas will work. Doubt makes things fall apart, and with it, even the craziest ideas start to come true, to take shape. The world doesn't give you what you want. It reacts to who you are, who you think you are, and who you think they are. Margaret Linfield. She started her career in a storm of rejection. Her performances were reviewed, her looks were looked at closely, and her name was brought up. She was forgotten in casting rooms full of bigger people with longer resumes. She had every reason to give up the world offered her failure and failure again, but Margaret held on to something that no one could take away, the trust that she had in herself. Her talent when no one praised it, she believed in her vision even when doors shut in her face. That belief was what held her together, helped her feel stable when she was having doubts, walked her through years of obscurity, and finally led her to stages. She became one of the most famous stars of her time when she was cast in movies that everyone could see. This time, not because she didn't have to deal with hard times, but because she wouldn't let failure change who she was. It's a secret that you are your own best friend in life, not because you are perfect. You have the power to decide what you think when you look at yourself in the mirror and see someone who can succeed. The world starts to look like that picture, but if you don't believe in your own worth, even golden chances will seem impossible to reach. Many dreams are dashed by the unseen wall of self-doubt. If you've ever felt like your mind needs to be a safe place of confidence is a place where beliefs are safe, encouraged, and spoken out loud. Say to yourself every day, I am capable, I am worthy, I am becoming, these are not. Words are like seeds. What you put in your mind will grow one day. Harvest in your life. Self-belief is not cockiness. It's right on track, knowing it doesn't matter what you carry or who you are or what you're supposed to build. Not letting fear affect your choices is what it means to act like you have no fears. It means showing up even when you feel like a small step, because you know that little steps add up to big progress. Linfield's victory didn't happen all at once. It was built up moment by moment through hard work and unwavering faith. Same power lives in you. The world doesn't want perfect people. It wants people who know who they are and what they stand for. Walks boldly in that identity, affirming your worth and owning your purpose, even when things go wrong. Not as signs to give up, but as proof that you're on the right track. No one climbs without getting hurt, but those who rise do. So, based on belief, fully believe strongly, and without apologizing. Now, not tomorrow. Your future is set not by chance, but by certainty. Live it, believe it, and become it. You are stronger than you think, and the day you believe it for real, that's the day everything changes. 4, the power of defendant purposes starts to change when there is a clear defendant purpose. That thing that keeps pulling you toward your goal isn't just a goal, it's a deep-seated inner force. The belief that guides your decisions is what keeps you going and gives you strength. Without direction, even the smartest minds can drift aimlessly and become tired. Constant work with little to show for it, but with it, even normal people can do amazing things, Thomas. Griffin, an industrial titan whose business changed whole towns, said that he often told me that long-term success came down to one thing: clarity of goal. Before there were factories and long before there were artists, there was a clear idea. He had a clear idea of what he wanted to make and why it was important to him. This mission became his. When markets crashed, Griffin stuck to his goals even though his rivals backed off and uncertainty grew. Was not affected by events happening outside because he deeply believed that clarity gave him direction in times of doubt and drive during hard times. While others screamed, Griffin killed. While others guessed, he acted on purpose, which got rid of any doubt. Your clear purpose is your North Star. Tells you where to spend your time, where to put your energy, and what to do even when it's dark. Leave without putting in as much work. With it, all of your actions will be in line. Every problem is connected to a bigger mission, so your mind doesn't wander and your heart doesn't pause. Mr. Griffin didn't do that. Define his goal once and then move on. He wrote it down and read it every day. He told his team about it and used it to guide every choice he made. His purpose wasn't a phrase, it was a force that shaped the way he lived, gave his work meaning, and made other people loyal. Without clarity of purpose, the world will tell you what to do, and you'll say yes to the wrong things. You'll chase short-term pleasures and spend your energy is responding instead of building. But when you have clarity, you become magnetic, and people can feel your focus. Align energy comes back to define your life's purpose with clarity and energy. Don't be clear about your goals. What are you here to do, and who do you want to do it with? What kind of person do you want to be? Write it down, say it out loud, feel it in your bones, and let it happen. Live in your daily routines and then do something. Let your purpose guide your decisions about if you're going to do something, say yes to it, even if it's hard. A hard goal forces you to be disciplined, and when you know what you're making, it's easier to make sacrifices. Because you know where you're going, you feel like you're a manageable person. Purposeful life is the basis of extraordinary achievement. While it may offer ease, it also guarantees meaning. It makes the client worth it and turns work into a legacy. When you're on track with a clear goal, your life starts to make sense. Every part of your story starts to make sense. Don't wait to find your purpose. Decide on it and claim it. The power is inside you. You can get understanding, and once you do, you should care for it, protect it, and let it grow. To be successful, you need to make it the measure of everything you do and how far you've come. How connected you are with why you started, and who you're working toward is more important than how fast you move or how much you accomplish. Walks with purpose and strength. Let your purpose guide you and pull you forward. The world will open up to you. Answer 5. Using passion to drive success. Passion is what lights the fire that drives success. The emotional force that gives your work life is what turns work into fun and difficulties into chances. Passion gives your work meaning and gives your life purpose. Without passion, work becomes mechanical and life becomes a set of chores to finish instead of a journey to live. But when you're passionate, every step becomes lively and every obstacle becomes a reason to keep going. To get ahead, Laura Simmons wasn't born into wealth. She didn't receive it. As a leader in changing the way schools work, she won that title through hard work, determination, and most of all, since the beginning of her work, Laura has been passionate about the idea that education is the key to change, and not just for not only people, but also whole societies. Her classrooms were more than just places to learn. They were safe havens for Poe. Laura spent her whole life changing the way kids were taught. Other people stuck to old methods. She made new systems where others saw limitations. She saw possibilities. Her passion would not be quiet. It was brave and caught on, and parents and teachers followed the kids. Laura was unique not only because of her ideas, but also because of the fire she had in her heart. She worked long hours behind them, faced a lot of opposition, and had to deal with difficult conditions. She faced abuse, but she never gave up. Her passion gave her strength, her courage, and her joy in the very... She put in work that would have worn someone else down, but she didn't burn out. Instead, she burned brighter. This is the real gift of Procerus. Passion makes work feel like a calling, and calling feel like joy. It lets you go after your goal without the... Being tired, scared, or passionate all the time doesn't get rid of problems, but it does change how you deal with them. Helps you grow and turn setbacks into stepping stones. Find what lights your emotions on fire. Randomness is your compass. Pay attention to what makes you happy, angry, or moved. That's where your feelings lie. Lisa, when you find something that makes you feel good, don't just walk up to it, run right in and give it your all. Simmons didn't change her school because she wanted attention. She did it because she had to. The way she was aligned at that level is strong. It makes you magnetic, and people are drawn to passion. It makes them remember the fire they thought they had put out. Let your desire lead you, shape your path, and fuel your life, your Ms., and help you get through your loss. Let it remind you of why you started when things get tough. Let it motivate other people to rise with you. Passionate people don't just dream, they build. They don't wait for permission before acting, and when they do, they leave a mark that lasts long after they're gone. Question: what lights you up? What work would you do even if no one saw? What cause would you fight for? Even if people try to stop you, that is your calling and your power. The world doesn't need more people just going through the motions. It needs people who are truly alive and care deeply, who are brave and act on their beliefs. From the heart, emotion isn't just what it's all about. It's what makes the difference. Existence and effect on the difference between surviving and inspiring. Let your desire be your power. Let it guide you and make the world a better place when you leave it. Importance of always learning. Every successful person I've met was a lifelong student who was always looking to improve. People who are smart and knowledgeable are always the most successful. They are not always the most blessed at birth, but they are always the most... They never say, "I know enough," because they want to keep learning. Instead, they see every day as a chance to start over. Chance to grow, change, and learn more about the world around them. Jonathan Harris, whose name is not known, not for money or fame when he was young, but for a never-ending curiosity that became his strength from a humble beginning. Jonathan started to learn not because he had to, but because he loved it. He read vehemently, asked big questions, and looked for teachers who would push him to think more deeply. This thirst for knowledge helped him grow. Jonathan's success didn't come from taking shortcuts. He worked hard and made important scientific findings that changed his field. He made it a point to grow a little every day. He learned a strong truth. The world changes quickly, and only people who are ready to learn can keep up with pace. His dedication to learning opened doors that he had not seen before. Other people saw limits, but Jonathan saw opportunities because he knew something they didn't. Learning education doesn't end when you get your license. It really starts when you stop going to school. Life will test how well you can change and how much you want to grow, not what you learn in school. Every book you read, every talk you have, and every challenge you take on will help you grow. Reflecting on things that help you learn will help you adopt the attitude of perpetual growth. Think of your mind as a muscle. It gets stronger when you use it and weaker when you don't. Don't just be good at your own field. Learn about other fields as well. Creativity often comes from combining different ideas. And when you go beyond what you already know, you gain new views. This is what continuous learning does. More than just make you smarter, it also brings opportunities that companies are looking for. Learners and partners are looking for people who can come up with new ideas. The world is open to those who are ready, and planning more often than not comes from being ready to ask, "What else can I learn today?" Set a goal to learn something new every day, whether it was a scientific idea or a spiritual one. Whether it was a general principle or a useful skill, he always sparked his interest. Over the years, this regularity turned into his competitive edge. He took care of his mind like a yard every day, and the results were undeniably the best. Committing to keep learning is the best thing you can do for yourself in any area and at any age. Encourages humility because the more you learn, the more you see how much you still need to learn. Each new skill makes you more flexible because it gives you more ways to change, and it boosts your confidence because it makes you smarter. Clarity. If you want to learn more, read a lot, ask questions without being afraid, and listen. Think about this a lot. The path to ongoing learning isn't always straight, but it's always worth it. To extraordinary and potential to mastery. Your mind is your most important asset. Take care of it, feed it, and invest in it. Every day, remember that the world belongs to people who never stop learning. Let your life show how powerful. Learning is important because being a student for life gives you the power to be a leader anywhere. The journey has only just started. Keep a positive attitude. It will help you the most. Whatever you think about things shapes your world. It's how you see everything. The inner voice that either helps or hurts your journey. You can't change everything that happens in life, but you can make choices that affect it. Always pick how to respond to them, and that choice made over and over again will win in the end. Determines the quality of your life. Helen Keller, who was deaf and blind as a child, had to deal with a world of silence and darkness, but she refused to let her physical situation stop her. With the help of her teacher, Anne, Helen chose hope over hopelessness, thanks to Sullivan and her own strong spirit. An upbeat outlook on life helped her build an amazing life. Helen Keller did not achieve this. Even though she faced problems, she never let them stop her. She became the first deafly blind person to graduate from college. Published books that moved me and fought hard for other people's rights. Her mind stayed open and curious. She was strong and determined, and she showed that attitude, not problems, changes history. A positive mood draws people to you when they only see walls. Taking advantage of chances helps you build lasting relationships and have a magnetic presence that motivates those around you. When you're positive, growth comes to you. People want to work with you. Support and encourage those who encourage others. How you act decides whether people see you as a burden or a light. Having a good attitude doesn't mean acting like everything is fine. It means choosing hope even when things look bad. If the facts don't show otherwise, it's about finding solutions when things go wrong and strength in. When you fight, you have to choose gratitude over anger, even when life seems unfair. Helen Keller once said, "The world is full of pain, but it's also full of people who get through it." That sentence sums up what a strong will. She didn't deny hardship. Instead, she rose above it, and in doing so, she told us that the human spirit, when you're on the same page as positivity, you can't be stopped. You have to practice optimism every day. It's a discipline. As important as any other skill, start by being grateful every morning, not just as an idea. Name 3 things that make you grateful. During times of worry, take a moment to think, what can I learn from this? Surround yourself with people who make you feel good. Read inspiring things, and say things that make you stronger by encouraging you. By creating an atmosphere of positivity inside yourself, you make a space where success and happiness can easily grow. Becomes more focused, your creativity grows, and your resilience grows. You no longer respond without thinking about what might happen. You choose how to react, and in that response, you claim your power. Remember that your attitude shapes your destiny more than anything else. A lot more deeply than outside circumstances ever could. You can rise above CHA, grow past limitations, and don't thrive because things are easy. Thrive because your mind is strong enough to turn problems into opportunities. The world doesn't owe you ease, but it does respond to how you think. Having a strong, positive mood doesn't just make things better. It's up to you to decide how to feel about life. Choose to be positive. Not once, but every day. Let it be the shield you wear against doubt. Let it be the fire that keeps you going. It should be the legacy you leave behind, like Helen Keller did, because what happens to you is not what matters in the end. What makes your story unique is how you choose to deal with it, and if you have the right mindset, there's nothing you can't do. Getting used to change for success. People who can adapt quickly and wisely tend to do better. People who have lasted the longest in history have not been the smartest or strongest, but the ones who were most receptive. To change the world moves quickly. Markets change, technologies change, and fashions shift. There is never a question of whether change will happen. The question is how you will react when it does. A well-known businessman with a long career once told me that being flexible saved his company during a time of economic failure, when many people stuck to old ways of doing things in the hopes that the storm would pass, and Joseph made a different choice. He didn't fight change. Instead, he studied it, planned for it, and went with it. When others gave up, he turned things around, and when others shut their doors, he opened new ones. That change in attitude led to a crisis. Flexibility isn't just about surviving. It's also about getting from one place to another. It's a way of thinking that instead of holding on to what used to work, Joseph asks what is possible now. Joseph's ability to stay cool, aware, and being flexible gave him a winning edge. He didn't dwell on the past. Instead, he put his money into the future as markets rose and fell. When his company failed, he restructured, rebranded, and relaunched it. It came back stronger, leaner, and more important than ever. Being open to new ideas, tools, and ways of doing things is what it means to adapt, is to lead. Being humble means being able to say when something isn't working anymore. Being brave means being willing to try something new, even if it means failing, and most of all, it needs to be done quickly. People who wait too long often miss the chance. Right now, being flexible is a strong trait. The stiff break, but the flexible last as long as you train your mind to. No longer do you fear or fight change. Instead, you start to see it as a normal part of growing up. Start to use it as a source of energy. Joseph Montgomery wasn't the biggest name in his field, but he was one of the best. He became one of the most important people because he wouldn't stay in one place. He led his team with vision instead of nostalgia. That culture of flexibility pushed them to come up with new ideas, question everything, and look for better ways to move forward. Became his best quality. You need to do the same thing with yourself. Keep an open mind and be ready to change your strategy. Keep learning, keep looking for trends, and be quick to adapt to new situations. Situations, the faster you can change, the more chances you have. The more you fight, the more you suffer. Being adaptable doesn't mean giving up on your ideals. It means finding new ways to share them. Giving up on your goals means being open to the different ways you can get there. The goal itself stays the same. Those who can adapt will live, but those who welcome change with open arms and see it as a gift will thrive. Flourish doesn't come with a curse. They stay ahead of the curve and change themselves as often as they can, as needed to become not only important but also amazing. So train your mind to move with change instead of against it. Let go of your fear of the unknown and replace it with interest. With a new environment comes a chance to learn how to lead and do better. The future goes to the adaptable for people who know that success isn't built on solid foundations, but on buildings that can be moved around. That bend should change and adapt, just like Joseph Montgomery saw it happen. When it comes, act quickly and carefully and never stop changing, because life and work are always changing. Being able to adapt isn't just a plus, it's essential. True success is strongly linked to the value you bring to others. It's not just about how much money you make. It's not about getting more accomplishments or praise. It's about making the most of what you have. People who know what real prosperity is know that it's not about who takes the most, but who gives the most. Anchored in service, Andrew Powell, a famous businessman and philanthropist, often said that his wealth was a form of service. Fame and power were just results of a life dedicated to helping others. Andrew started out in humble circumstances and built a successful business, but his main focus was never just. Andrew's method is used for community groups or projects that aren't making money. To success was based on giving back, and he taught that helping others makes a. When you make it your goal to make other people's lives better, doors open to you lots of wealth and happiness. That money alone would never be enough to build loyalty, image, and beyond measure, Andrew lived by one rule: leave everyone else alone. You meet better than you found them wasn't just a saying, it was a way of life. It changed everything about meetings. Watched carefully when making decisions that would have long-term effects on the community. As a leader, he stressed that empathy and support were not signs of weakness, but sources of power. His dedication to work didn't weaken his drive. Instead, it made it stronger. Employees didn't just work for money. They worked toward a goal that his customers didn't even know about. Just buy items that have a purpose. Make sure your goals are in line with the greater good when you're working on your own. When your efforts meet the wants of others, they have more meaning and will last longer. This is what success at the cost of others is: pleading for success that comes from helping others. You don't have to be rich to do this, or strong to start serving. Service starts with purpose and lives in simple acts like asking for help, listening deeply, and listening. Without being asked, these small acts of mentoring, someone who needs help and not asking anything in return, ripples of service, build character, teach humility, and remember that the world is a place where people are here to help each other, is bigger than your goals, and that your best qualities are meant to be shared. As you help others, you get better. You start to see your skills, resources, and energy as having your own sense of meaning, tools to help those around you feel better. It also helps people connect with each other in a useful way. People remember those who cared and helped them, showed up when it mattered. The bonds you make through real service can't be broken, and they help you move forward in ways that desire alone could never have. Andrew Pollan never saw service as charity. He saw it as his duty. He used that to build an empire that did more than make money. It changed people's lives. His story is a lesson of what is possible, that the path of service and the path of success are not opposites. They are really the same thing. So every day ask yourself, who can I serve today? Can my small acts make someone else's life better? When you think this way, your whole world changes. When problems become chances to help, success turns into a journey that everyone takes together, not just one person's goal. Giving is what makes you happy, not getting. The world rewards people who give with open hands and happy hearts. And the best kind of success is the kind that helps other people rise as well. Let your life be a story of service. Make an effect with your life, because those who give the most will grow the most in the end. Building success isn't enough. You also need to build meaning. Your potential is endless. Think about your dreams now. Make it clear to yourself what success means to you, and fully commit to this journey of start rebuilding yourself right away and work toward your goals every day. Remember that greatness is waiting for you. Those who go after it with bravery, determination, and unwavering hope, your journey starts today. Get up, rebuild, and change your life. The power is yours. Use it to make your amazing future. We don't see that comfort is what holds us back from reaching our full potential. People who are strong understand a strange truth. Pain is not a penalty, it's a way to get somewhere. It's a narrow passageway that all change has to go through. It has never been possible for growth to happen without not giving up. The butterfly fights against the cocoon, and this fight makes its wings stronger. Flight. If you take away the fight, you will hurt the creature. What can you do to make pain work for you? Accept it on purpose. When you work out and your muscles hurt, know that this is a sign that you are getting stronger. When saying no stings, know that this is what you get for putting yourself out there. When sadness gets too much, remember this as a measure of how much you've loved. You are not in pain. Pain has happened for you. Thank you. When bad things happen, smile and tell yourself, this is making me. This simple change in how you think about pain changes it from something you go through, something that you use. You learn from pain instead of letting it control you. teaching skills that can't be found anywhere else. Quite. Apostle Paul, who built up his strength by singing songs in jail as the outside world fell apart. He was locked up in a Roman cell. Faced with death, he discovered a deep freedom that went beyond his situation. His physical confinement became the background for freedom of the spirit. During his worst times, he showed that external constraints can't hold a free mind captive. It's not what happens to you that determines how good your life is, but by how you handle things that happen. Pain is going to happen. Being in pain is choosing to. In the space between stimulus and reaction is the power of interpretation, or the ability to giving meaning to your life. Are you going to curse your trials or crown them? Do you see problems as trials or as opportunities to learn more? You can see every wound as a medal if you want to. That's right. Kintsugi is a Japanese art that fixes broken pottery with gold, which brings out the beauty of the breaks. The damage to the finished piece makes it more valuable and beautiful. Also, your cuts can become your most interesting traits when they fit right into your story. Will you look? Are you using your wounds as an excuse to give up or as honor badges from the war of fate? The first one makes people angry. The second one leads to wisdom. Your problems don't mean you're not good enough to be successful. They are proof that you are getting ready for it. Pain wants to know something. Are you going to get angry? Or better, will you let pain make you less important or help you grow? The answer shows whether pain turns into your jail or your way out. Remember that fire can either kill or refine. A spark that burns wood cleans gold. The light is not what makes them different. What's written? Today, choose to be the polished type of person, burned up by the fires of life. Dreams are goals that don't have due dates, not having a pulse. Sometimes a weak man says, by today a strong man says. Dreams without due dates turn into regrets. To bring your goals to life, you need to date someone and fall in love with them. The graveyard of human promise is full, with ideas that were brilliant but never came to life, books that were never written, businesses that were never started, and changes that were never made. Work done. What made these chances go away? Not a lack of skills or chances, but the slow disease of unspecified time. It's where hopes and dreams die, someday. What's different? The difference between dreamers and achievers is not how good their goals are, but how clear their promises are. When you have vague goals, you get vague results. When you say, I'm going to lose weight, without a date in mind, even though all you've made is a dream. When you say, you made a deal with yourself, I will lose 15 pounds by June honest. One that needs action right away. Pick one goal instead of 3 or more. 5, not 10. The strength of your focus weakens with each extra aim for. Pick the goal that, when reached, will set off the most good chain of events in your life. Then make a bold but attainable goal. Brave enough to ask for your best work, and sensible enough to stay in the realm of the chance. This balance keeps people from getting too comfortable or losing hope. Then, bring the whole world together to meet it. A goal that doesn't come with any real action is just an idea. How much of your passion needs to match the size of your goal? Organize your time better. Take away any interruptions and redirect your resources. Hold on to your goal so tight. It would be like betraying your inner self to break it. Fast wars were led by Napoleon Bonaparte, not none-ending ones. Not only was he a political genius, but he was also very good at keeping track of time. While his opponents made plans, Napoleon knew the psychic power of compression from long wars. How a sense of anxiety sharpens the mind and drives people to act more quickly. It was clear to him that the longer you wait, see more clearly. Time wears down excitement, driving force, like a fire needs to be fed all the time or it goes out. Your goals need to be met quickly because your life will end one day. Every day that goes by is a chance that can never be taken back. The harsh truth is that time doesn't care about your plans or your abilities. It goes by without caring about your unmet hopes or dreams. The date is also very important for another reason. It turns vague goals into real projects. Without a time limit, the mind can't figure out how to best use its resources or track its progress. The vague goal floats forever in the System 5 realm of what might be instead of going down into the workshop of what is turning into. When you give yourself a timetable, you also give yourself the chance to fail. This is its secret power. The fear of missing your goal date makes you more focused. The ease of indefinite time makes people lazy. The stress of having to meet a deadline makes people creative and clever. So tell me, what is your one dream? Kept for someday? When are you going to bring it to life with sweat, blood, and a date? Marked in red. You have the power to make your intentions come true. Answer. Make your deadline not just an idea, but something that can't be broken. Make a promise to yourself in the future. Note it down. Tell someone who will do it. Make you answer for it. Then, work hard every day as if the due date were tomorrow. It's a matter of life and death in the realm of your highest ability. That, what you plan to do someday, won't matter when it comes to your memory, but by what you got done on the days you picked. Association speeds things up. You, as a weak person, complainers, cynics, and timid are good company for it. You are called to go up higher. Association decides how fast something moves. Who you walk with picks how far you run. A lot of the time, we don't realize how much our surroundings affect us, like taking water, like a container taking on the shape of the people you spend time with. Your ideas, beliefs, and actions slowly change to match theirs. The most time. This change happens so slowly that you don't even notice it until one day you look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself how you became the person you are now. You are still the basic truth. Never do better than the people in your inner group, the kind of smart people you usually interact with, which sets both your top and your average relationships lead to not great results with scientific accuracy. Of course, excellence leads to success. Look for teachers. Join groups that inspire you to do great things. Stay away from people who are negative. This isn't just networking. It is a plan, creating a personality. Every connection is an investment that pays off, whether it's good or bad. When people are around, surround yourself with people who want to grow, who expect the best, who won't settle, and whose standards quietly speak out. Take it over. Andrew Carnegie, who hung out with business leaders before he became one himself, he knew that if he wanted to be truly successful, he had to live in a world of the extraordinary. By spending time with great people, he picked up the ideas, methods, and ways of looking at things that later helped him. He built his own kingdom. He saw what most people miss. There are signs of success, and those hints are often found in the people someone hangs out with. The groups you belong to are mirrors that show you your future. The talks you have on a regular basis help you figure out where you're going. The precision is shocking. Pay close attention to the themes that keep coming up in your social groups. Do they make a lot of excuses or ways out? By complaints or new things? Because of fears or goals? The talks in this aren't just quick conversations. They are telling your inner mind what to do. The science of how people grow and change follows a simple rule. You can't avoid being affected by the things around you. The same when you put a hot iron next to a cold iron, the heat moves between them until they hit equilibrium. Your drive and vision will either go up or down depending on the situation. This is not a theory. It's thermodynamics applied to the possibilities of people. Every time you shake hands, every conversation, every event, and every impact either makes your future better or worse. The relaxed lunch that makes a big idea come to life. The bad coworker who makes failure seem normal. The teacher who sees potential in you that you aren't aware of yet. You are not the same after any of these experiences. In this case, requires making tough choices. Separation is often needed for growth, creating Stay away from people who hold you back to less than perfect versions of yourself, no matter how much you care about or remember them. This is not a cold abandoning, but careful management of your one and only life. So think about it. Who is making your sword's edge less sharp, and who is adding to it? Who questions your views that hold you back? Who awards you for being brave instead of making you more afraid? Who strives for greatness so hard that just being around them makes you want to do better? Are you going to climb with the birds or rot with the pigeons? It looks like the right choice. Even when put so bluntly, many people still choose safety over growth and familiarity. Too much promise. For today's safety, they give up tomorrow's peak. The people you hang out with have a direct effect on your future. Make a smart pick. Make a conscious choice. Pick with ambition. Find people who have been where you want to go before. Stay away from people who demand that you're no way to get to goal. Don't forget that you are always changing into the 5 people you hang out with most. Make sure they deserve to be your future. Don't be afraid of being judged. The weaker version of you is always scared. What do you think they'll say? What are they going to say? But being afraid of being judged is a cage you make for yourself. Know this, people who make fun of, laugh at, or who are critical, they are not judging you. They are just watching your fate play out. This sneaky worry governs many lives in silence, thoughts not spoken, dreams unfulfilled. Talents were hidden from view, and people were only partially sought. They were all sacrificed on the altar of others. Thoughts. Not only do you lose something, but the world also does. Loses when you pull back to avoid being judged. What holds you back is, it's not the decision itself that matters, but what you make of it. The fact that a stranger doesn't like you becomes proof of your not enough. A coworker's doubt turns into proof that you're not believing what you're saying. A family member's worry turns into proof that you're going to fail. However, these views are only found in thoughts. How can you get rid of this fear? Show it off. Place on purpose yourself in settings where you will be judged. Its hold gets weaker with each encounter. Talk, even if your voice shakes. When? That tight feeling in your throat and that flutter in your stomach are signs that you should move forward, not backward. Get away. Even if the words are shaking, they have to be spoken. Be tall when knees give way. Your physical posture shows and supports how you're feeling mentally. Straighten up your back when people criticize you. Look into eyes that don't believe you. The body you decide on sends messages to the mind you're in. After that come command, presence, and confidence. No matter what, you have to act. This is the place where change happens. When you follow through on your goal, even though many people don't believe in it, you prove to tell yourself that their views don't have as much weight as you used to give them. Every move made against the flow of no affirmation or theory can give you the same level of protection against judgment as agreement. Galileo, who had to face he was laughed at by most people, but when he pushed heliocentrism, it changed the direction of science forever. Just deal with differences. He faced the full force of Christian teaching, consensus in culture. The ridicule never stopped, and the results were very bad. But he knew that truth doesn't need to be agreed upon by everyone. History makes the brave, not the conformist, right? The most important question is, are you living to be praised or to be brought about? Sometimes these tracks line up, but most of the time they don't. The real success often comes after going through valleys of criticism and confusion. There is applause. It's easy for the known, the normal, and the expected. That's exactly what breakthroughs are not. The people who are most afraid of being judged often think others think about them more than they do. Cause hides a truth that will set you free. A lot of people are, too, busy with their own trips to keep track of your stumbles or closely look at what you choose. Their opinion doesn't last long, if it lasts at all. Would you rather get lost in their thoughts or saunter toward your true north? The first one means mental death and a life seen through other people's eyes. The second one offers the thrill of real experience and the full expression of your unique gift to the world. Getting rid of the fear of being judged doesn't mean you stop hearing comments or seeing results. It means being different. Between useful information and useless noise. It means being able to tell when someone's criticism comes from their own weaknesses, without focusing on your flaws. It means realizing that no important life was ever lived without letting someone down. The door to the cage has never been locked. You stay locked up, not how other people see you, but how afraid you are of them. Leave, make it, bravely. Tell the truth. Live your life honestly. The verdict will come and it will be over. You will live your life the way you want to, the only verdict that counts in the end. There is a quiet killer called doubt. This is the weak form of. You are being swayed by doubt. It says you're not ready, you're not good enough, or you're not worthy. However, worry is a sickness that destroys promise from the inside out. You need to fight it like it's your enemy. Not sure doesn't make noise with alarms. It comes in slowly, dressed as caution. And be careful. It pretends to be knowledge, making you believe that hesitating is the same thing as being careful. Taken into account, this is its biggest trick. It makes you think that being paralyzed is a form of security. The scary thing about doubt is how logical it sounds. It doesn't make you want to clearly hurt yourself. Instead, it tells you to wait a little longer, get a little more ready, and gather a little more proof before being. And during this delay that seems reasonable, your hopes quietly die. How can you fight this sneaky enemy? Take too many actions. Doubt can't survive when motion is present. It grows when things are still, but it falls apart when things move. When fear tells you to wait, you sprint. As you think of all the ways your business could fail, you should still go ahead and start it. When your heart beats fast if you're going to tell the truth, say it louder. You roar when fear tells you to hide. Being seen is doubt's weak spot. When you put your work out there, say what you think, and stand behind your thoughts. With strong beliefs, doubt no longer has a place to hide. It can't stay alive. Being exposed to reality. People made fun of the Wright brothers for thinking people could fly, but they built wings anyway. Made fun of. They had to deal with both their own questions and the doubts of everyone else. Know-how. I thought their attempts were silly. Newspapers made fun of their efforts. Still, they kept building, testing, losing, and getting better. Did they give in to doubt, whether it was their own or someone else's? The trip could have been decades late. This trend has been seen many times in history. Every big step forward, first, it looked impossible until someone refused to let doubt stop them. The 4-minute, miles, space travel, and new technologies that change everything are all needed to move forward. Up against walls of doubt. In your life, how many wonders have been stopped by doubt? Count them. You never started the business, went after the connection, learned the skill, or took the risk. Took. Each one is not only a chance you didn't take, but also a different form of yourself that you never became. No, doubt doesn't just take away accomplishments. It takes people's names. It keeps you from changing into the person you could have been. This is how terrible it really is. It's not just what you don't do, but also who you don't become. Are you ready to fly and crush the snake of doubt? This needs a big change in how we look at things. Instead of seeing uncertainty as a sign that you should pay attention to, think of it as resistance to get over it. The fact that it's there often means that you're pushing limits and growing beyond what feels safe. Make a reaction automatic when you doubt something. Right away, action. When there is doubt, when it comes to strikes, do the thing you're not sure about. Teach yourself not to see doubt as a red light, but as a green one, which means to speed up, not slow down. This doesn't mean not thinking things through or moving without planning. It means knowing when enough planning is too much, when being careful is too much, when putting things off is too much. Once cautious, now it's cowardly. Doubt is shown to be mostly imagined when it is put into action. The scary things in the others, when you turn on the light, the dark goes away. In the same way, the disasters that doubt forecasts rarely happen. Your life's path will not depend on the chances you're given, but on how you handle the question that comes up. Goes with him. Will its words make you want to give in? Or are you going to move forward anyway? Are you going to let internal hesitation to tell others what to do? Making a choice is the cure for doubt. Then, do something. Choose what kind of person you are. Do what's right. Allow doubt to scream as you work on your wings and take off. The is who has victory. Perseverers. The weak self gives up too soon. A problem is seen as a sign by it. But sprinters were never the only ones who could be great. It's for the marathon runners. Keep going. It's your sword and shield. In a world that wants things right away, we have forgotten the ancient knowledge that persistence is key to success. We're happy about overnight wins, but not the years of hard work that came before their sudden arrival. We like the peak without giving credit for the climb. This lack of cultural awareness has led to generations of people giving up on their goals at the start. A sign of opposition. Being inspired isn't enough to win a real battle. You have to do moments of going on even though your body is screaming stop, but you fake. Go ahead anyway. Not intelligence, skill, or hard work that determines success. Not chance or opportunity, but just refusing to give up when giving up makes sense. Tips on how to use persistence. Make a promise to last through every failure. Do this. Your promise that you will stand tall even when everyone else has fallen. Problems keep happening until they are not as persistent as I am. The barrier isn't there to get in your way, but to see if you deserve the prize that's beyond it. Be strong when the storms come. Storms as strong as separate the determined from the cowardly. While others look for safety, you need to learn how to keep yourself steady inside. The wind. This security doesn't come from avoiding trouble. It comes from building a strong internal anchor, no matter what the outside conditions are. When your feet hurt, move forward. Real world. And emotional pain are going to be a part of any trip that is worth taking. Masters know that pain isn't a signal to stop, but data to process while going on. Your ability to move forward despite pain directly that you will be successful in the end. Most people give up on their dreams way too soon. Early, often only a few steps before success. They think that a short-term loss means they will always fail. Not doing it. Know that success is often right around the corner with the next effort. Like the miners who, it's a waste of time for them to drill 99 feet without finding gold and then stop just 1 foot from the seam. Buried. Will you let a single no change your fate? The tests, the world, your determination in the face of rejection, failure, and delay. These aren't punishments, but there are qualifiers and filters that separate the decided from the unsure. If you run into pushback, see it as a chance to show how committed you are, not as proof that you're not good enough. Or will you decide that nothing, not even the thought of quitting, can make you give up? This statement sets up a promise you can't break with yourself. It changes determination from a choice to a core part of who you are. You don't try to keep going. You learn to keep going. Someone who needs to continue is just like breathing. The weak leave the ship when the waves hit the bow. The strong fix the damage, keeping the course. The special know that the storm is a part of the trip, not a break from it, but an important part of it. What your memory will, not by how brilliantly you start, but by how stubbornly you keep going. When skill fails, when bad luck strikes when you least expect it, perseverance stays. What makes it good? That turns ideas from vague possibilities into real things. There is no victory for the skilled, the lucky, or the perfect, but those who kept going. Pick to be one of them. With vision but no effort? Crazy thought. It's easy to dream. Building is not common. Who is better? Self has vivid thoughts but is weak in real life. Vision without action is fooling yourself. You need to get married. Putting thought into action. Our minds are great builders. putting together stunningly detailed plans for the future, the business power, the changed body, and the work of art. We can see it. In our minds, we can feel it, almost touch it. And this clear mental picture holds both power and danger. The power comes from having a clear goal, and the danger comes from visualization alone gives you a false sense of progress. The dangerous comfort of fantasy draws people in. A lot. They mix up intention and action, thinking that mental practice is the same thing as real performance. They talk eloquently about what they will do one day, but that day keeps getting farther away. They gather. If you get motivation, don't turn it into sweat. As a result, hopes that turn into memories over time. How do you connect? What is this important gap between idea and reality? Split the dream up into daily steps. Take steps and attack them with military accuracy. Dreams and hopes, their size and weight paralyze. But when broken down into daily acts, they become attainable when they are real, immediate, and measurable. The draft is now 500 words. The company makes 3 sales today. Calls. The change becomes the choices of today's practice. This everyday habit requires that you honor your promises to yourself just as much as you would to other people. You wouldn't cancel on your boss or client without a reason. Show the same level of professionalism to your hopes and dreams. Set up appointments with your goal that you can't change. Safeguarded from the flood of pressing but unimportant requests. Florence Nightingale, who had bigger plans. Then she got down on her hands and knees and changed the field of medicine. She didn't just think about better health care. During the Crimean War, she went into dirty military hospitals and scrubbed the floors, changed the bandages, and carefully writing down conditions. Her eyes didn't move, but her hands got dirty. It was data that she turned into graphics that were so convincing that they convinced officials to make changes. Her methods cut death rates from 42% to 12%. To 2%, not just by being inspired, but by working hard and following a plan. Your dream doesn't care how pretty you think it is. In order to prove it, you have to sweat. When you do something, the universe responds not to your plans. The market pays off, not ideas, but things. History doesn't remember the people who came up with great ideas, but the people who made them happen. The truth. The implementation gap is what sets the extraordinary apart from the everyday. Some groups see bright futures. The second group makes them. Day by day, brick by brick, they're getting that idea. Shows the way, but only action tells you how far away something is. Are you going to dream? Or someone who does? This question forces you to be honest with yourself. The dreamer wants to enjoy the pleasure of possibility without the pain of carrying it out. The person does. It gives up short-term comfort for long-term of achievement. When they go to dinner parties, the dreamer talks very well. Results speak for the person who does. Will your mind stay a ghost or turn into a person? Ghosts are invisible and don't have weight without any harm. They go through the world without leaving any marks. Your actualized idea, on the other hand, the business, the finished book, the transformed relationship, has great power. It changes lives. You can't beat it. Picking between illusion and every day, in small ways, creation happens. Someone either set the warning or ignored it. The tough talk, whether it's had or not. The safety zones grew or kept people safe. These small decisions add up to make the difference between dreams put off and dreams come true. Your idea deserves more than to live permanently in the realm of use your mind. Give it the gift of being alive. Pull it from the spiritual into the real world by being focused. Take constant action. Make it happen, not just think about it. There is already enough in the world. Lovely dreams. It needs more builders who can dream. Break the habit of having to wait. One of the worst habits you can have is waiting. Looking forward to the best moment right now, the best conditions. They are false beliefs that stop people from being great. You need to go to war with waiting. The mind is very good at making things. reasons for the wait. We tell ourselves that tomorrow will somehow bring what today lacks. More information, more tools, more self-assurance, and more understanding. But every day brings something new. Reasons to keep putting things off. This lie to yourself keeps you in a waiting pattern where life's most important things, important projects never leave the runway. What looks like fear that looks like wisdom is often just prudent waiting. We tell ourselves we're planning, strategizing, and waiting for the best conditions, but in fact, these small choices can mean the difference between dreams being put off and goals coming true. Your vision deserves more than to live in the world of imagination all the time. Give it the gift of the world. Bring it down from the spiritual to the real. By being focused, take constant action. Make it happen, not just think about it. There is already enough in the world. Lovely dreams. It needs more builders who can dream. Break the habit of having to wait. One of the worst habits you can have is waiting. While we wait for the right time, the best weather, they are false beliefs that hold you back. Grandeur. You need to go to war with waiting. The mind is very good at reasons for the delay in production. We tell ourselves that tomorrow will make up for what today lacks. Read more. More information, more tools, more trust, and more clarity. But every day brings new reasons not to do something, to put off even longer. This lie to yourself keeps you in a waiting pattern where life's most important things are. Plans never go off the runway. What looks like smart waiting is often fear dressed up as knowledge. We tell ourselves that we're getting ready, we're planning and waiting for the best weather, but really we're just trying to avoid the discomfort of not knowing what will happen and the chance of failing. This uncertainty makes me feel safe, but it costs me a huge price tag. Unrealized dreams, untapped skills, and unlived lives. Life. How can you stop this trend that kills? Do it before you're ready. Readiness is a myth that people spread, who wait a long time. When they start something important, no one really feels completely ready. TheFryThe5.com. After action, a feeling of being ready follows. It doesn't come before it. Your skills grow as you interact with others, not think about it. Start while the chalk of doubt is still wet. People who are perfectionists do not take the first step until everything is clear. They want promises that don't exist. For now, the achievers move forward with only some knowledge because they know that facing reality will give them the feedback they need to make better. What they know is that understanding comes from moving, not from having to wait for it to show up. Alexander Graham Bell, who made the first phone before anyone else, thinking about it, while people of the same time thought about communication devices in a theoretical way. Bell was putting up, making prototypes, playing around with vibrating reeds, and trying electromagnetic transmitters. His well-known words would never have been sent if he had waited until all the technical questions were solved before starting to work. Moving around makes things clear. The cloud of doubt doesn't clear through thought, but by doing something. Each step shows you what to do next. Lighting up a road that couldn't be seen from the beginning. Don't wait for the answers to be in your head. They're already there. Part of the process of doing. Taking action creates chances. What the universe says, not to plans, but to actions. As you move toward your goals, lucky events and links start to happen. Resources show up. These things aren't supernatural. They're just normal results of interacting with the world, getting chances. Don't wait for people to wait. They come to people who are already moving. Please answer me. How long are you going to wait? Count the days that were already wasted on doubt. Figure out how many chances you've already missed because of the wait. Figure out the growth already lost for tomorrow. I think the accounting is a wake-up call. Until the grave, death doesn't come with a note giving you time to finally start what you've been putting off. It comes suddenly, not caring that your plans weren't carried out. The graveyard is full of Unfinished novels, businesses, and loves that haven't been announced are all waiting for the ideal time that never came. Dreams have power over you until the dream dies inside you. Dates of expiration, they fade away slowly instead of dying all at once. Long periods of silence wear them down until they are just ghosts of what could have been. The fire that used to burn dims from bright to coals and then to ash. Or will you stop being violent today? Of goal and the hunger for what's to come. This question is the only important one. The goal must be violence, not harm. Not with other people, but with getting past your own barriers. Don't wait for destiny. Go after it. It asks for pursuit with a constant sense of urgency. You will no longer wait from today on. Not today, not tomorrow, not when things get better, not when you feel more sure of yourself. Today. It's time. Everyone is ready. Your life is going by. Start now. The character is made in the dark. The weaker version of you wants praise and praise. Every step. But real character isn't made in the bright lights. It is built in the hours that aren't seen, during the quiet fights, and during the lonely nights when no one is looking. We live in a time of performative success, where worth is based on how well you do get likes, shares, and approval from the people. It's been drilled into us that work without praise is still effort, a waste. This lie has led generations to seek constant confirmation, always talking about their trip without getting to the depths that real change needs. When there is no outside force pushing you forward except your own, that's when character is formed. The inside. When you work out before dawn, when your bed is still calling to you, it forms. It grows during the extra hours of work out after your opponents have left for the day. It shows up in the moral choices that were made when no one else would have. Find your middle ground. How can you make it stronger? Don't give up when a reward is offered. The amateur does the work for instant pay, appreciation, praise, and money. The master works on the work itself, searching for excellence and finding fulfillment in the quiet pleasure of that. His dedication to the goal instead of praise separates those who leave a long impression from those who only leave an impression for a short time. When the crowd cheers. The base of every great accomplishment is hidden below the surface, so fans can't see it. What your visible success will finally support is based on these boring, unnoticed efforts. How deep the foundation you build decides how high you can reach your goals. Abraham Lincoln, who lost many times but was still, he became the leader who could save a country after a personal loss. Before he became president, Lincoln had to deal with he had a mental breakdown, failed elections, and his sweetheart died. He spent a lot of time teaching. By lighting, he worked on his mind and character without anyone else seeing. The problems he couldn't see weren't just things that got in the way of his plans. They were the most important parts of it. Every single hardship chipped away at weakness, leaving behind the marble of character that history now records. Respects. The worst times in your life aren't punishments, they're training. They show you what you're really like when you don't have any outside approval. Will you fall apart when no one cheers for you, or are you going to keep building? Is the lack of praise going to kill your efforts, or will you find fuel in a goal that goes beyond validation? Will you only work if someone praises you, or will, when everyone else is asleep, you grind? This question shows where your drive comes from. Motive from the outside changes based on conditions. Internal drive stays the same no matter specifics. If you answer yes, you are a conditional donor. The second one makes your power can't be stopped. Will you be wax or gold that has been hot and cooled, that gets melty when it gets hot? Gold comes out of the fire purer and more valuable. Its flaws were burned off. Wax can't handle the same conditions. It changes its shape and can't be recognized. The difference is not in how hot the fire is, but in what kind of fire it is. Something. The same bad luck that kills one character also makes others angry. One more. There are many people in the world who shine quickly when conditions are right. Rare are the people who evolve the ability to make light when there is none. Grow this rare thing. Don't make your character look good, but for long-term use. Not to show, but to last. Real progress is made in the dark before it shows up in the light. Others are after praise, but you're after greatness. Let them become better known while you make your character. The first one goes out of style with the times. This one stays put when everything else does. Don't forget how deep you were tried in the dark. Now find out how high you can go in the light. There is energy where there is attention. In a world full of distractions, neither your knowledge nor your time are the most valuable things you have. It's pay attention. The scattered version of yourself goes through life without a plan, being pulled in many ways by the urgent things, always taking precedence over what really counts. Your care is what makes your life worth living. Things that grow in your life depend on where you point it. What fades away. This is not a spiritual path. It's the truth about how human growth really works. The mind that drifts without discipline is like leaving your yard unattended. Weeds have taken over what could have been plenty. At the same time, focused, paying attention can turn average skills into amazing abilities. In the violin, player who trains for 2 hours straight and is fully present does better than someone who practices for 5 hours a day. Mind somewhere else. Nikola Tesla had a deep understanding of this idea. While people of the time wasted valuable, Tesla spent hours on his work instead of spending time on social responsibilities and fun things. He made breakthroughs not just because he was smarter, but also because he was focusing very hard. He said that in silence and complete isolation, things become sharper and keener. His brilliance and his ability went hand in hand. To exact attention with a laser. This rule works the same way for partnerships, creative projects, and growth as a person. Marriages end not because of terrible events, but because of not paying attention for a long time. Books are still there, unwritten, not because I didn't have time, but because I couldn't concentrate. We can't bring about change, not because we lack the ability to do so, but because we spread our energy too loosely across too many issues. Getting back your attention means setting priorities with no mercy, except that you can't do it at first. Everything. The truth is shown by the calendar. When you say yes to something, we'll have to turn down something else. Choose these things carefully instead, more than by default. Be careful with your attention like a king is careful with his wealth. Set limits that keep people safe. Your attention from invasion. You should set aside times to do deep work where nothing can distract you. Learn how to... Let's let down our guard now by disappointing them in small ways instead of big ones later. How carefully you use your energy today has a direct effect on the quality of your future. Every second of focused attention grows over time, like an interest, leading to control, while a mind that is scattered stays at the line to start. When you don't want to do important work, that's when things really start to go wrong. Take a step into the pain, the ability to bring back attention that has wandered to what counts is a muscle that gets stronger with use. Every day, where am I putting my attention? No matter what you say you value, the honest answer shows what your real goals are. If the difference between what you say are your goals and what you actually do bothers you, being aware of something is the first step toward harmony. Will you let your limited energy flow into things that don't matter? Pursuits spread out among the many unimportant ones? Or will you carefully direct it toward the few most important projects that make up a life with meaning and impact? Every day, every hour, the choice is made again. Your attention stays on the first, what your most powerful force is. Use it in a smart way. To forgive is freedom. Resentment is like a jail made of memories and walls made of, with each bitter memory. The weak part of you is locked up in this cell, grinding your complaints until they shine. Thinking that this fixation is a sign of strength, you remember the hurts that were done to you turning pain into purpose because you think that being alert keeps you safe. However, you are the only one these chains bind. Your unwillingness to forgive ties you to the past, with ties that can't be broken. You are the governor while you think you are. It was really the prisoner. Every second spent in this mental prison is stolen from you in the future. The person who hurt you has probably moved on, but you're still stuck in that moment of hurt by drinking every day from the poisoned well of what happened at that time. The whole world works by a surprising rule, keeping grudges against people who have hurts you, only you. Being unwilling to forgive crushes promise, limits what you can see, and turns energy that could be used to achieve big things into maintaining. Long after the war is over, people still visit old sites. Nelson Mandela, who died in the apartheid government of South Africa, locked him up for 27 years. If anyone gained the right to hate, it had to be them. He. But Mandela picked a different path after he got out of prison. As I left, when I saw the door to the gate that would lead to my freedom, I knew that I would die if I didn't leave my anger and greed behind. He said they should still be in jail. This choice wasn't a sign of weakness. It was a brilliant plan. By not letting yourself be eaten with his righteous anger, Mandela set himself and a whole country free. Forgiving someone does not mean ignoring their wrongdoing or ignoring justice. It's about standing firm against those who hurt you and taking back control of your mental life. It's taking back authority over your own environment. The crime may not be forgiven, but you don't have to be held hostage by it. Start by taking full responsibility for what was done. Getting rid of real harm doesn't help anyone. Feel how bad your pain is without being judged. Then see what the basic truth is. Going on to carry this load only makes you weaker. People who hurt you can't give you back what they took, but you can stop letting them. To get more, it takes time to forgive someone. It's not usually just one thing, but rather a habit or a choice that is made again and again when memories come back. At times when old scars come back, gently tell yourself, I let go of this, not because I deserve freedom. Not because I deserve it. It takes bravery to walk this path. Few people know. To truly forgive someone, you can't be inactive. It is running carefully and often not easily. But every time someone lets go of a grudge, energy is released. When you let go of your anger, you make room for growth, creativity, and meaning. Picture yourself at the end of your life. As I look back, will you see decades spent protecting injuries and making wars that could have been buried? Or do you want to live a life marked by the strength to let go of things that can't be changed? Room for what might happen? Beyond the walls of not forgiving yourself, your greatness waits. Every minute you spend taking care of old hurts takes away from your future. You don't have to decide if other people deserve forgiveness. It's about whether you earn the freedom that comes with letting go. Will you stay stuck in the past like a collector of injuries? Or will you walk through the gates of forgiveness into the open like Mandela? Land full of possibilities that waits. The keys to your freedom have always been in your care. Get rid of the need to be confirmed. The greatest addiction in human history is the need to be liked. When you're weak, you plan your whole days around it, practicing humble brags and carefully sharing things done like bait on a hook. Every praise and impressed look gives you a rush of dopamine that briefly puts to rest the question that's been bothering you all along. Am I good enough? But this proof of payment is fake money. It will never be possible to fill the gap because praise from other people is meant to fade away, leaving you wanting more. The circle will never end. You achieve, you show, you get short-term approval, and then you go back to I was hungry, a little more desperate than before. When you cut this dependence off, true power comes out. The person who doesn't know no longer needs the world's approval and can't be stopped. They don't think about how their choices will be seen when they make them. What matters to them is more important than what impresses them. To tell the truth, They don't think about how it will be received. This authentic success starts with being independent. Getting over this problem starts with being honest with yourself. Look at what drives you. Are you trying to make something good or just to look like you're making something? Worth it? Do you help others because it's the right thing to do or because it makes you look good? Do you want to reach goals that will make people respect you when you talk about them at gatherings? Adhere to the ideas that it wouldn't matter if no one knew you had them. Develop skills that can be used without being recognized. When identity is based on purpose instead of perception, other people's opinions lose their power to pull you down. The unknown craftsman who built civilization's best works and laid the stones for cathedrals they would never visit. See finished. The early Roman builders who built the foundations that are still standing today, 20 years later, they did their job. Without cameras, without social networks, and without the chance of going global. It was their confirmation from being in line with the goal and doing a great job during execution. It was enough that the work was done. Useful steps come out of, in this case. Start by aiming for personal greatness and doing great work in places where no one will notice. Clean very well behind pieces of furniture that won't be moved. Write in a book that no one will read with the promise to hells. As much care as you'd use on public work. Learn new skills without posting new ones on your bounds. Progress. Next, make them do a check fast. Hold up. Sharing their successes. Let praise sit without responding right away. Don't post anything just to see what people think. Feel how this makes you feel, and know that it's the effects of coming off a strong drug. Then change that. Work on depth, connections, work that goes deep. Recognize yourself. The strange duality shows up as you build a real life. When you don't need to be validated, real respect comes to you on its own. People can tell the difference between those who are acting to get attention and those who are just being themselves. The change won't be finished in one day. The addiction is deeply rooted and has been a part of your brain and mind since you were a child. But with every chance to act from honesty, instead of trying to make a good impression, the hold gets weaker. Ask yourself, are you trying to impress someone or building to last? Are you making a real life or a carefully planned one? The look of one? What would you keep doing if no one ever praised or noticed you? You do it again. You can finally live without performance once you get rid of the need for approval. You walk into the arena not to be seen, but to make a real difference. And in that honesty lies a power that can't be matched by any outside approval. Ever give you. Now is the time. Later, says the weaker self. Now the winner roars. Time can level things out. It doesn't care. Thanks for your plans. It only matters what you do. How are you going to grab it? Do something today. Move today or build today. There will be no right time. Only this, a valuable, flawed moment. Joan of Arc, a teen girl who sees her fate by going into battle even though smarter people told them to wait because their future is not in tomorrow. This choice is the right one. Right now. That's why I ask, why are you still here? Stop being hesitant. Strike with firmness. History is keeping an eye on the timer. When you're ready, start your change today to get past your limits, get rid of your doubts, and claim your real power. Do not wait for, okay, thanks. Do not wait for the ideal time. Your weak self will stay with you, making a fuss. The strong version does something. Make up your mind now. Do your best. Turn into the person you were meant to be.